myself a fan. Which isn't that brilliant because it's not even wafting that much, but my mum uses one of these and I thought I need a Spanish fan just because I get a bit hot. I get the flushes and I needed something because it's been warm. So I'll see if anyone comes in. A minute. Get people saying I didn't get notifications. It'd be like, yes, that's how it works. See, 2 people. Three people. It's not like red hot, it's just stuffy. Let's see if anyone says hi. Oh, first munch is first. Good day, Dolly. Good day, munch. See if anyone else comes and says hello before we get going. Four. Hi, Mary. I've got a fan. I got a fan today. I've got a fan. But it's not that good. I thought it was a wooden one. It's not. It's plastic, but it's okay. It will do. It's better than wafting a book in front of my face all the time. I'll say hola. Anyway. I got a new book. Didn't really like that's going on there, but anyway, I got a new book and it's really good. I like books with, I'm quite visual, so I like books with pictures, pretty pictures, and the way it's set out. Because I'm normally a visual learner, but there has to be set out in a certain way, and it's really good. And it's by the Seed Sisters. Connect with the medicine. Connect with the medicinal, I can't even say that, power of your local plants. As we all know, flowers, herbs and that, anything from the earth and nature is good for you. A lot, you know, most people know that. That's not rocket science, but it's a sensory herbal handbook. I've got some other herbal books, but sometimes it's just the way that they're set out. And it's really good. Connect with the plants to create balance, good health and well-being in your life. But I'll show this again when a few, 11 people in. That looks an interesting book. It is, it's really, where is it? Because we're all about, you know, getting healthy and, you know, flowing. It says, hi Lou, it says, the Seed Sisters are Fiona, I think it says Heckles, and Karen Lawton. After meeting on a I think it says phototherapy, medical herbalism thing that they were at, and blah, 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 with intention of cultivating change by, for example, felicitating, have I said that wrong? Grassroots growing projects such as community medicine gardens, which sounds ace, because you can have your own in your own garden. They love sharing their knowledge and passion about plant medicine to all who will listen, believing that through community cohesion and recognition to the earth, positive change will ensure, as we all know, and that is what's going on. So yeah, it's a really beautiful book. Hi Nails, I call you Nails. Hi family, love you. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who's in the house? Who's in the house? Who's in Dolly's house? The doll's house. First Munch, Mary, Lou, B, and Nails are in the house, and people who may be listening. But yeah, it's a really beautiful book. If you can get the picture of that, it's just physically pleasing as well to my eye with these drawings. You know, I like art and stuff. It's just, yes. Hi Von Craig, and Von Craig is there as well. And it's sort of set out like we've got the foundations of central herbalism, as I'm just flicking through the pages randomly. You know, you've got like Venus, because a lot of people don't know the planets above also, I don't know what the right word is, relate to plants and herbs below, to different things on different days and stuff like that. So for Venus, let's just say, qualities are attraction, sensuality, warmth and grounding. Obviously it's Venus. What else does it say? Herbs, plants with lots of I don't even know what that says. Marshmallow, the marshmallow plants with beautiful flowers. Rose, obviously a rose, that's a high frequency of rose. Is it vervain? Is that, I don't know. Violet, plants with red fruits. Raspberry, rose hip. I normally have a rose hip oil that I'm just running out of. Herbs that calm overindulgence in food. Maybe I need that. Daisy, elderflower. Oh, it says herbs in this book. Daisy, elderflower, heather and rose hips. But it's just got loads of good information in case anyone's interested. It's got nice pictures in it. Going on about preserving herbs, you know, drying your flowers out and your herbs. And so let me see. There's a picture of them. Like 3 little witches. Just let me read a little bit out because it's quite nice before I start getting into it all. We are a collective of eco pro activists. This is about them, with a mission to reconnect us all to the often overlooked power of plant medicine, which is true because plant medicine is very powerful. This is why I like this book. So I thought, We do this through creating community medicine gardens and inspiring others to do the same, teaching and I think it says integrating arts projects. We are herbalists, educators, writers, mothers, artists and rebels. Aren't we all a rebel? Woo-hoo, lately. Hi Sky. And then it says the Seed Sisters, which just reminds me of like star seeds. Began when the two of us, Karen and Fiona, bonded over a love of the natural world when we were studying together for a Bachelor of Science degree in herbal medicine. Immersed in nature from childhood, we both had developed a deep love of this beautiful green planet. Our questionings, natures, and rebellious spirits led us to develop our own system of medicine, carving out a new path for ourselves and for others who chose to resist the status quo. We learned to trust our intuition, to trust ourselves, because that is a big thing that's going on right now. How alchemy of life, and to go against the grain. A lot of us are doing that right now. Be free, be wild, and let individual creativity shine is the call of sensory herbalism. So that just got me hook, line, and sinker. So it was this. Hi Aphrodite Rose, a Starfire. So if anyone's interested, I got this off eBay. It wasn't that dear, but it's a beautiful book. It's quite thick. It's quite big. The Sensory Herbal Handbook. So there you go. I'll just show you a few things before I get into the chat. Also, at some point, I will be having a, because it's supposed to be mind, body, and spirit for healing and stuff like that. I got some nice Epsom salts today because it was cheaper. It was down in price and I've ran out, I think. Yeah, I did run out. So I've got this big bag of Epsom salts. Can't wait because you've got to soak that body. Salts are really good for you. There's a lot of people out there that believe eating salt as well is bad for you. I eat pink Himalayan salt. I have it on quite a lot of things. It isn't. It is a mineral. But we're always told things upside down, aren't we? Also, I've got these. These are really hilarious. I've actually got a big box full of these with a pump on so you can do it yourself. This sounds a bit weird. Some people are a bit scared of it. I'm like to people, let me do it on you. And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, I'll do it on myself. But I like to have little guinea pigs. Not this. But I got this soap today when I went to Morrison's with no mask on. I'll just tell you about that in a minute because something really got up my nostrils today. It's the little soap. This was in Morrison's, but I do love this because it's a natural one. But I love it because I can't get enough of. Not that we've got smell-o-vision and I can't stick it under your nose right now, even though I do wish we had that power through the TV, through YouTube. But this is sweet orange oil. I love sweet orange oil. I've got sweet orange oil that I put in my hair sometimes, and this is a soap. Oh my God, it's so nice. They do a lemon one, which I'm going to get as well because I do like lemon, but sweet orange oil, it's so nice. And I went to get my rose water today that I get for 80p in the Food World aisle, but it was all gone because I use that to cleanse my face with. Natural. Who else is in? Chris Matt. Epsom salts cleanses your liver and digestive system if you drink it. Yeah, there's a lot that Epsom salts does, and bathe in it as well. Yeah. So, oh, it's Trust the Plan Revel. Hey, there he is, he's in the house. Trumpomania. Oh, I know. It's running wild, I know. I might mention that a little bit after because this is the Mind and Body Spirit one, even though I am going to show you with something about that at the end, near the end. I also got these. Whoop, whoop. I got these today. Now, I've got a big box somewhere of Chinese vacuum cups for your body, and you can do it on yourself because you get a pump of it, which I might as well show you because, yeah. Just imagine everybody. Feel for anybody in my family right now, my fella, my sister, anyone, because I'm like this. Right, should we do a little bit of reflexology? Yeah, get your feet out there. Just let me, can you feel it? Yeah, you can feel all the, your energy lines, bridging lines, whatever you want to call it, all your little, endings in your feet go all over your body. So by massaging your feet and doing all that with reflexology, you can actually help bits in your body. Talk about that another time. I got this the other week and I'm like, yeah, does anyone want to be my guinea pig? I've done it on myself. Yes, I got bruised because you do get bruised. Oh, yes. Suction cups. But you actually get this to do it on yourself. So you can put it around your back and actually do it yourself. So the cup actually, this is hilarious, actually sticks on your back like, just let me show you this because it's mad. A cup with a piston thing on it, and when you actually pump that thing up, it sucks up and it sticks on your back. When you let that go, it pulls off. So yes, it pulls your skin up, and yes, it leaves a bruise. I only leave mine on for 5 to 10 minutes, no more than 15. You do get a bruise, could last a week. Mine lasted about 4 days, but everyone's like scared, going, oh my God. I'm like, oh, I'm not like, I said it's to circulate new blood around your body and all that. It's good. It's like what are the pins? They're all the needles they put in your body. Acupuncture. Just don't do it for too long. You don't do it on broken skin and so on and so forth. But yes, a hickey machine. Yes, I mean you could just get someone to probably do. Yeah. That's what my fella said. I was like, yeah, but it's on your back, so you're not going to see it. Most of them you put down your back, so no one's really going to see it, unless you do, I don't know, you put it somewhere else. But it's meant for your back, all the places on your back that sort out other places. So that was the body one. These are the face ones, I think. Well, I know this one is. These are separate. These, and I had to get them because they were pink. But it's funny because if I show you now, you're going to laugh. Watch this, right? You don't stick this on your face, as in keep it on there for 5 to 10 minutes, because you will get a bruise on your face. You don't want that. So, yeah. So you go like this. You suck it, and then you move it round your face. So it's lifting your skin up and it's giving you a tissue massage, because really that's what it is. It's a deep body tissue massage. So you can actually do little facial ones. So you don't stick it on your face and leave it there. You actually move it round and it's lifting and letting blood flow a new energy go around. So I will let you know how they go on, but I just thought I'd show you because I thought they were absolutely hilarious. But I will be the guinea pig and I will test them out myself. But I will be like to my sister and my mum who's down this weekend. George, can you be my guinea pig? Just sit down. So feel sorry for those people, but you have to test things out to see if they work. So I've got them. So that's funny. I think they're really cute, actually. I got them. I think that was it. I think that's all I was going to show you. And now she's having a hot flush because it is sweaty. We got Super Q Plus there. Is it Super? Ooh, it's Q. Super User Q Plus. Oh, yes. So, topic of today. Yeah. So, I was going to talk about, I don't know where this is going to go, you know, I'm just going to go with the flow like I normally do. I've wrote something down. Oh, yeah, I've wrote something down. It's in front of my face. I'm not even looking at it because I never do. It probably won't even make any pigging sense to me now. But I have got a story about my neighbours next door in the garden, what they were saying. That just goes with today. And I thought, well, you know, source speaks to you in loads of different ways. People say it's a coincidence and it's not. But I might go into that in a minute because I write things down and then I can't even read them. I'm like, what if I wrote down? I'm like, yeah, there's a few videos I want to show you at the end. So I'm just going to get through my experience and what I see as spiritual people, what they look like, sound like, whatever, and being the true authentic self of what I have discovered on my journey, what I'm experiencing, what I think it is, or what I think it is now, because it's well changed to what it was. So I hope you like my red roses today on my new thing I got the other day. It reaches as floor. It's like a shirt dress, but it's not new. It's second hand because fashion does not bother me at all. But that's a thing that will go into the spiritual thing in a minute. The spiritual bullshit that goes on. Just thought I'd shout that out loud. Oh yeah. When I get on air, I get very zupped up in energy. I'm like, meow. So, still getting hot again. Maybe I need to actually take this off because I actually am boiling. So she puts it on and now she needs to take it off again. So, take it off and get, it's too hot to wear it actually. It's just too hot. It's just too muggy. So, I'm just going to say what I think about what I've realised. And then, yeah. And then some of you might resonate with it. Some of you might not. Some of you might think, oh no, I don't think that, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't bother me. This is just me speaking out loud. So, oh yeah, and I've got some... Actually, I'll just show these now and then I'll show them again at the end because we've got these cards today pulled out, jumped out. And I've got some in my big yogic path one, which I'll probably show you at the end because I'm not used to these yet. And I have to go by the book, even though you can tell by the pictures what they are. And these are oracles. And it's a gorgeous deck. But the ones that I got off the Lightseers Tarot, which I don't normally use tarot, is they came out today. Rose is a sacred symbol in Masonry. A rose is a symbol in a lot of different things, and a lot of people like Masons, whether you want to say the good or bad, stole a lot of symbols have been stolen. I'd say a rose is one of the highest frequencies as well, and they know that, so that's why it's used. And we got, the first one, we got temperance. Well, this is what's going on right now. Temperance is like learning, to me, to balance the yin and the yang, because if you look, there's the moon, and there's the sun. It's the yin and the yang. You see the angel wings? Temperance. We're seeing what's going on. It's trying not to get involved in it. Trying not to react straight away. Balancing your energies quickly. I'm just going through these. This one, Five of Cups, I don't always go off what the tarot deck means. I just go off the pictures because I'm quite visual. She sat there. And it's like, I mean, to me, she's got these bowls and the cracking. And this energy seems to be going down there, but it seems to be sucking her into a dark hole. Now, we don't want to be doing this. Hi, Aquarium, best on YouTube. Oh, thank you. Sucking the energy, sucking your soul down in the dark pits. You know, when you hit rock bottom, This is what's happening to a lot of people right now, and a lot of people going through dark night of the soul. It's not a bad thing. I put that out on Instagram today and Facebook. It's not a bad thing. But when you start to learn to balance those energies and not give all your power away to the dark side, remember the one we got the other day? Came out again. The girl with the dreads in. And just makes me laugh. 8 Infinity. She's putting all the bowls in, she's cleansing things away, as we've said, we're getting rid of things in the past, blah blah blah, the things I've talked about, things that don't do you any good anymore. If it's something harming you or puts you in fear, release it. The last one, she doesn't even look back to look at. She knows she's released the stuff. She's walking off to a better way, a better future. The golden age there. See the sun? She's turning away from it all. She's released everything. She knows what she's got to do now. She knows how these energies work. What can drag you down or lift you up? Or lift you up. It's your choice. It's your choice. So they came out today. So just thought I'd shout that out now because I'll probably forget. And then I've got the big ones at the end that I'll show you. That came out. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I've seen over my life as a kid, as most of us do, we grow up. Some people will say they're strong and they didn't. Fair enough, if you weren't one of them people, that's not who I'm talking to. But most of us, forget stuff. As we grow older, as we go through certain stages in life, teenagers, this, that and the other, we try to fit in. The ones that don't fit in are the ones that normally get bullied, but we try to fit in. So let me get my blueberries. We try to fit in because we feel like we want to be like everybody else. Looking back now, big mistake. You just want to be authentic and unique. You want to be the geek. Hi, good servant. So, looking back now, this is talking about spirituality and the whole thing of like, what does spiritual look like, sound like, or whatever. You do all these things to fit in, and you want to be like other people, or some people want to be like celebrities and this, that and the other. Like I said, some people might not, but this is how most kids grow up. And then you do certain things as you get older in relationships where you're trying to make others happy and you're trying to do this, and you are giving your power away, and you don't always know it at the time. But yeah, but I've looked back and think, like for now, for instance, example, I've got dreads in. I've had them in since January. I don't know if this is going to come out right, but I'm going to try and explain it. I've had them in since January. People who know me in real life, and you will have seen this if you've been on YouTube with me from the beginning. There's a few people who have, from the beginning, before I was talking about this, before I was talking about Q, even though I've always come with a positive attitude, always. I had short hair, very short hair, because I had an accident with hair dye, so I had very short hair, then it grew, then I have a different style. That isn't just through YouTube. All through my life, I've had different hairstyles. Everybody knows that. They'll always laugh, but I always go, well, at least I've tried different colours, different lengths, and blah, blah, blah. And normally it's been because in the past, oh, I've got to wash that man out of my hair, for example. Oh, I've got to cut it. It's like an energy thing. I've got to do something because it actually is an energy thing. Like, I've got to do something with my hair. It's like I've got to change, because you've got to change. So the only thing you change is what can I change? My clothes, my hair. It's a big thing. Women know that it's a big thing. And sometimes you do it and it's not changed anything, but you just feel like physically you've wanted to change something, when really it is really all about going within. But what I'm trying to say is, I've always had different hairstyles. So will this stay? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I go with the flow with what I want to do at the time. I'm not bothered. I've never been bothered in the hairstyle stakes of what other people think, like, ooh, you shouldn't have dyed it bleach blonde, or, oh, you shouldn't have done that. I've always just gone, oh, they don't want me to do it, I'm going to do it. But what I'm trying to say is, when I first came on YouTube, my hair's gone from short and then grown out, and then people had seen different styles. And then I went through a bit of a stage where, it was red, And then I had a bit of the rockabilly thing going on, a bit of the 50s, because I do love the 50s era, and I do love the clothes, and I did love, more Marilyn Monroe, despite what people say, this, that, and the other. But I've always come on here, but I feel at peace with myself now with my hair like this at the minute, and my jewellery and stuff like that, which I'll talk about in a minute, and the way I look with my makeup and stuff like that. I've always had eyeliner on because that's like a 50s look I like anyway, but I've always done that. Aesthetically pleasing to me, not anybody else, to me. I've always worn makeup since since I was younger, even though back in the day in the 90s it was, oh my God, like orange face, pink lips, oh my God, I don't know. But I've always worn makeup. Not a ton of it, like a lot today. These young girls wear a lot of it, do you know what I mean? So, not like that. When you change the orientation and direction of your hair follicles, it actually grows the shape of your skull because of floating bones and making your brain go, oh. Well, I know this pulls on your hair a lot, but there is a spiritual thing with dreads anyway, with not even dreads, long hair. It's an antennae, as I've said before. Your hair is an antennae, but, thank you, but, my ex has had 2 kids and has the same hair and colour. Yeah, my sister has. She's done a little bit, but that's okay. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, I've always changed my hair up because that's what I've always done. And as I went through this process, yeah, the Frill Society, exactly. Some people go, oh, it's good, it's bad. Oh. But anyway, either, it's a connection. So as I got back, hi son, as I got back into knowing myself again and connecting back to source, not that I was ever disconnected, because we're not, we're just in the illusion that we are, depending on what you're doing, because I've always been, as a kid, I grew up in nature anyway, where we used to live in the army and stuff, and bits and bobs, always been into that, always loved trees, especially oak trees, and that's connected in one of my family shields anyway, with the Irish thing going on, but yeah, never really disconnected, because I've always sort of spoke about stuff like that, and people would just be like, nature-wise and things beyond the veil and stuff like that, and believing in certain things. Always, I was never connected from that. I mean, never disconnected, sorry, from that, but wasn't really awake to the evilness, you could say, I don't know how to say it, going on with the other stuff that I do talk about. So as I got in, as I had my second name's Irish, yeah, it would have been down the line. So as for example, with the Q thing, what was that? How long have I been on that? Nearly 3-4 years now. When I woke up to this 3D world, I was like, what? Like, what? Went through a dark night of the soul. A lot of people are doing that right now. And went through dark night of the soul, and that's where I went dead like, oh my God, oh. I need to stop dyeing my hair. Like, I have got grazing up here. I know you can't see it on this camera, but I have. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm going to grow it out. And then I did dye over it, and it actually didn't come out for ages, because normally it takes 2 weeks. Because I'm not sure yet, but that's the thing I'll go into in a minute, of people assuming stuff. Yeah, so, well, Dolly's not my real name, so Dolly's just the name on here. Janine it is. And it's my second name, that's Irish. So what was I saying then? Oh yeah, so I got in this thing of like, oh my God, like what they do with food, all this thing that we all go down, and we all go down the rabbit holes. But then there was that sort of, you think, that spiritual thing where you go, or you might start watching other people and you're like, yeah, maybe, I shouldn't be eating this, and maybe I shouldn't be wearing makeup, like. And you can get, if you're vegan and all that, you can get vegan makeup, this, that, and the other. And the actual foundation I wear, which is sweating off my face right now, is a mineral one. It's a mineral one. You can choose what you want to do. But I thought, oh my God, like, ooh, I must like wear no makeup, which I've always done. It's just a thing for me. I've got to let my hair go, great. Ooh, I must wear no jewellery or nothing. Like, everything must be au naturel and all that. But then I realised not so long ago, because I thought that was my true authentic self. I don't actually believe that now. I just think your true authentic self, to me personally, this doesn't matter to anybody else in here or who comes in after or whatever, is my true authentic self is I like wearing makeup. So therefore, I'm going to wear it. I can choose what sort I wear, but it's not me to not wear it because I like wearing it. Some people don't. Fanfare Ann. I, personally, for me, not for anyone else, for me, like wearing it. I like the putting it on in the morning. I find it quite a relaxing thing, this, that and the other. I love my jewellery. I make jewellery. So that was a bit like, well, me inside is saying, Janine, that isn't you to be walking around with no jewellery on, you know, the bit of makeup I do wear and anything else that I'm doing. Like when I had my dreads done, I really wanted it done. Now, if I just took them out because I thought, oh, people are going to say this, that and the other, but really inside it was like, yeah, but I really wanted them done. You've wanted it done for ages. That's you at the minute. That's what you want to do. Why are you letting other people stop you from doing the things that you love because they're saying it's not this, it's not that, or they don't like it? And I was like, what? It's rubbish. I think your true self is ever evolving. It is ever evolving, and that's why you'll have seen my change on YouTube. You see my path and my evolution happen, but it's just been recorded. That's how I see it. I saw a doc in how Egyptian women made cosmetics with berries and natural things. Yeah, they did. Like, people used to rub berries on their face for blusher because it stains their lips. They use charcoal. The Egyptians use charcoal and all that. So it's not that we never did it in the past. We're all like just so natural. Like, it's like, no, it's rubbish. Because at the end of the day, I think, hi Sue, this is a temple. And if you choose to decorate it because you are a divine goddess or a divine god. So decorate it. If you choose not to, that's okay too. But I just feel this is our temple, and you can what's the word? Not donate, I don't know what the word is. I wrote it down and I can't even see it because that's how rubbish I'm at writing things down. Like, I don't even know what it is. Oh yeah. Adorning, is it? I don't even know if that's a word. I put nothing wrong with adorning your temple. This is just when I go in the flow and write something down. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Hi, Jane from Torquay. Adorn, thank you. Adorning your temple within with your food and your things that you eat, and also adorn your temple because you are a goddess or a god of the divine. And why can't you show that you love yourself, not in a big-headed way, as in you want to care for yourself, you want to care for your temple within. That's what we're all trying to do. And you want to, you can look aesthetically pleasing outside to yourself if you choose to. What's wrong with that? Nothing. It's actually showing people that you actually care about yourself. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There seems to be a thing in the spiritual community where, and I've seen it when I've watched videos and it's made me feel like that, like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be doing this. Yes, exactly, Aphrodite Rose Starfire. We are here to experience the material. We are. It's all it is about being in balance. It's about not being too greedy. If you eat meat, you eat meat. But there is a balance between eating too much. Some people aren't going to want to hear that, but there is a balance. You don't have to be eating it all day, every meal. If you choose to eat meat, if you choose. And there's that thing with makeup. You can choose organic makeup. There is organic makeup. There is vegan makeup out there. There's all sorts. It's up to you. But people, there's a lot of spiritual people, who have big channels, and they try to make out like, you shouldn't be doing this. It's like, what we're supposed to be doing, like I say, walking around in a loincloth, no makeup on, no jewellery, no nothing, sitting on Mount Peru. We're not in those days. And if you think about it, the Egyptians and all that, back in the day, Atlantis, whatever you want to call it, I'm pretty sure, well, you can see from the pictures anyway, they adorned their self. They made their self look beautiful because they're beautiful. The women, for example, at the minute were goddesses. Native American Indians, goddesses. They wore jewellery, they wore turquoise, beautiful. Yeah, so yeah, when you wear rings, you become more aware of your fingers, your movements. Same with it. Yeah. I've always liked wearing earrings. Something about earrings. And actually, I've just made a ring there, actually, which I've got that on. I've always worn... I haven't got all my rings on today. I've just been trying to take my nail varnish off. It's not coming off. I feel naked without them. That's probably because I've always worn them. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I did go through that process where I thought, oh my God, I've got to start looking like a woman being pulled out the hedge backwards, meaning hair everywhere, not giving a toss, not wanting to put my makeup on and do the things that I've loved. But that is the true authentic self. I love doing that. If I was only doing it because I wanted to do it because other girls were doing it, like certain makeup fashions that are going on at the minute, some girls are just doing it, like the heavy makeup. And I'm not knocking the girls that do it. That's what they're doing. I'm just saying, me personally, heavy makeup, big lashes, all that, they feel dead heavy to me if I've ever put them on. I can't wear that. I can't do that because that isn't me. Mine's more of a lighter makeup. And I've always worn this face, meaning I always normally have cat's eyes on, this little black line here. Always have the same sort of colour lipstick, same sort of makeup. That's how it's just been. Plays up a little bit more when I go out, but basically, I like doing it. But I wouldn't like doing it if it was really troweled on, if you know what I mean. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, just saying, me personally would be like, no, that doesn't feel like me. And like, the whole thing with clothes-wise, well, this lovely long shirt dress thing, I don't know what it is. I got it the other week, and my favourite colour's peach. You see me wear a lot of peach, and it's really long, and it goes to the floor. It's a dress, but I wear it open like a Kaftan, sort of like, that's the look that I like, the floaty look. I wear them with trousers, shorts, whatever. And I just saw it, and it was secondhand on eBay, and it's got these roses on, and it's even got these bohemian little feathers on, and you can pull it in. So I wear it open. Now, I even went through a thing where I thought, oh my God, like, I can't wear new clothes, like going out buying, like, when I got a bit down the rabbit hole, I'm what, like, I'm not supposed to be doing all this sort of stuff when you're spiritual, you can't, and now I just think, shut up. But the only thing is, you deserve to have new clothes if you want new clothes. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with spending your money on the things you like. You're a good person. But the only thing is, I'm not into fashion, and it doesn't really bother me. If I see something I really like, yes, I'll buy it new. But if I see something I like and it's not, I'm not really bothered. When I saw this, I was like, that's my kind of thing at the moment. That's the sort of thing that I love. So, and it's got short, I hate long sleeves, and this has got one of the things where you can wear it, I like to wear my sleeves up here. So it's really pretty on, and it's really long, and it's floating. That's the sort of stuff I like. So I'll wear the sort of stuff I like. But I did go through that process where I thought, oh my God, if you're saying you're spiritual, you can't wear this. You're going to have to go around in scruffy clothes and like not really look like you're giving a toss about yourself. And then I thought, no, that's absolutely ridiculous. So I just thought, no, it's absolutely ridiculous. I think when people talk about spirituality, what it is, and I'm going to say what it is to me in a minute, and what a spiritual person is supposed to look like. They can look like many different people. They can be full of face tattoos. They can be somebody who wears charity shop clothes all the time, somebody who wears really posh clothes. It doesn't matter. That's just judging people. Also, many different shapes and sizes and colours and all that. Hairstyles, no hairstyles, whatever. And a spiritual, to me, means basically narrowing it right down, is somebody who's just trying to be a better person at the end of the day. Let's not talk mumbo jumbo. At the end of the day, it's just you on your path, trying to make the right decisions that you can, doing the right thing. A bit like Melania would say, be best. You're trying to be the best version of you. That's what it's about. That's what it's about to me. That's how I see it. Yes, we make mistakes. We learn from them, hopefully. Gonna get my fan out now because I'm getting a bit so humid tonight. Whoop whoop. I love charity shop clothes. Never know what you're going to find. That's why I like charity shops, because it's like an Aladdin's cave. And sometimes it's just nice to not wear things that everybody else has got. And I haven't got that fear of like, oh my God, it's second hand. That doesn't bother me because I'm not bothered about what other people think. And that's one of the other biggest things that goes along with that spiritual thing, is not giving a toss. I'm not saying not caring for people. I'm saying not giving a toss what people think of you. Because if you do, this is where you start doing this. The card that I showed you before, that you're letting them release all the energy out of you, and you're just going a spiraling dark hole because you're too busy thinking about what other people think of you, that you're not getting on with your life. And there's people out there that are too busy thinking about other people and what they're doing, that they're not getting on with their life. You know, and so on and so forth. So I realised that me now, my true because I thought your true authentic self was, you've got you're like, I'm getting grey in my hair, therefore I must let it all go grey. I keep debating about it, and I've dyed it, I think, once, which just seemed to stay that. I know you can't see it on here. You can't. People are going, she's got, what's she talking about? No, I've got quite a bit. You just can't see it in this light. But I did dye over it a few months ago, and it lasted. Normally it doesn't. It normally lasts 2 weeks, and that's it. And I did say I was going to grow it out, but guess what? I didn't. But then I did think, thank you. I did think, I don't know if I'm ready for it yet. Or maybe I'll just grow the fringe out and have the rest of it brown. I don't know if I'm ready for it yet. 33 in the house, Christ consciousness, and 11 thumbs up, the awakening. That's hilarious. Ooh, some people get feared by that number, 33. But, for example, the hair thing was, right, maybe I don't feel ready for it. So if I don't feel ready for it yet, I don't have to. That doesn't make me an unspiritual person, because I've decided actually maybe I'll just won't go grey yet. If something's niggling inside of me going, I don't want to yet. I don't want to yet. That's me listening to my inner self. Like, why do you have to? You don't have to if you don't want to. You know. But then you'll get people going, oh my God, like, she's so not spiritual. You know, like, she's like, oh my God, she's not letting it. Do you know what I'm saying? If anyone understands what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. And when I'm ready for it, I'll be ready for it. I thought I was. I'm not quite sure. Oh, but it's up to me at the end of the day. It's not hurting anyone, is it? Not offending anyone by dyeing it or, whatever I choose to do at the time. Don't know yet. Not sure. Might let it grow in a bit again and then see what I think. If I don't like it and I'm not ready for it yet, then I don't have to do it. I'm not going to make other people make me, my life or around me, make me feel bad because they're doing something a different way and they're thinking I should be doing something the way they think I should be doing it. It's like, no, I'll do it the way I want to do it. That's what I think. There's lovely people out there, like I've said before. You get bikers, you get people covered in tattoos, the best people on the planet, right? But then you get people, or realm, whatever you want to say. I normally say realm. Hey ho. Who are the loveliest people. And then you get a lot of people that act like a bleeding guru, or really good people, and they ain't good people. So you can't say what a spiritual person looks like or is, because at the end of the day, they're all different. Thank you, Yvonne. They're all different. And we're all spiritual anyway. We're all born from spirit. So you're all spiritual. It's just that they've tried, like I've said and said before, those on that side have tried to detach people, not even detach, just, what's the word? Distract people from their inner selves and from the true divine, grace, God, source, whatever you want to call it. I tend to call it source. Hello, Conscious Evolution. Hello, I'm about to move to help with the big community farm project. Oh, that's beautiful. Brilliant. Giddy, giddy, good, good. And I'm tattooed and have blue hair. Exactly. So you can't say, oh, you know, this person's not that, and that because the hair's not this way, or it is that way, or they're not wearing the right clothes. Why? Because some people do assume, you know, oh, that person's got dreadlocks, they must be spiritual, or that, I know a lot of people that haven't, they're not. Or, oh, that person wears certain, like, what you'd call hippie clothes, but they're not actually hippie. Well, that's what I mean. Doesn't really matter what you wear. Doesn't mean that person over there who's got shorter hair and is wearing, I don't know, something you wouldn't consider spiritual or hippie or whatever, not connected to source. That's judging a book by its cover. Yes, Sue, judging a book by its cover. Exactly. So I don't go with that flow anymore of, because it did make me feel like that. The spiritual community, you know, with big channels, you know, you'll see a lot of people with, I'm not saying this about everyone, lovely long hair, this, that and the other, and blah, 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 and great backgrounds and lovely clothes and this, that, and, or the opposite. And you just think, oh, I should be like that. But being your true authentic self is not being a copy of somebody else. I am not a copy of anybody. I am me. And I change sometimes because that's me evolving into where I was trying to find my true self, where I feel the most comfortable at. I know Sue Clark, who's in chat now, has been on my channel near enough, I think, from the beginning. And Sue and some others have seen me go through transformation after transformation with my hair, weight, everything. And I know there might have been certain looks that you liked, but this is the one that I've kept the most, I think, kept in front, because this is the one that I feel most at home with. It's not that I don't still like the other ones, I do, and I've still got a few things in my wardrobe from that. And it doesn't mean if I went out I couldn't wear that, I would. But I just feel at my most, and Sue is saying yes in chat for anyone who's listening and not looking at the chat now or after. I have many different what's the word? Clothing that I like the 50s style, this, that, and the other, but I do feel quite at home with stuff I have now with floaty tops and floaty thing and just that, yeah, probably a bit of a hippie vibe. I've always loved that as well, but I think I used to be, funnily enough, you know, that fear thing, a bit, not fearful, but thinking that thing again of what will people think in my area, like, oh my God, she's got dreadlocks, oh my God, she wears like clothes that are like, she looks a bit hippy dippy, because there's not a lot of people around my area that are. So I was fearing it in a sense, and then thought, fuck it. It is that thing of, the whole thing of this thing now, the shift is being a true authentic self, not giving a toss what others think, doing what you want to do, and yeah, just doing what you want to do and not caring what others think. You look better now you found yourself. Thank you, Sue. I probably look better now I found myself because I feel happier. Do you know what I mean? Not that I was confused before. I was just trying to find that happy medium for me. Not for anyone else, just for me. I know there's people that I was with in the past that probably wouldn't have put up with this. Probably would have been like, oh my God, which is ridiculous. You've got a bohemian. Yeah, I love bohemian. Yes, it is a bohemian thing. I love bohemian. I love the bohemian vibe, the look, the life. I'm not saying I live a bohemian lifestyle, but I'm just saying I try when I can. But I do love that whole thing of bohemian. To me is free-minded as well. A bit like I was watching Sacha Stone the other day. Sacha Stone's very bohemian, even bohemian looking with his long hair. It's that thing of being sovereign, being free, being a free spirit. Bohemian reminds me of being a free spirit. Wish I had hair to change me look. Oh, grow a beard. Whatever makes you, you. Exactly. People get offended by that sometimes. I mean, don't forget, there's people out there, there's people that I know in my personal circles that would love to maybe do this or do something different to the hair, but one, the work won't allow it, maybe for now. Things will change. And two, the two in fear, like I said before with me, of looking different to the friends or family like that, where people are going to start judging them because they're in fear of that judgment. And it's like, just live your life. If you're not harming anyone, what harm is it doing? Free spirit is bohemian in my view. Yes, it is conscious evolution. That's what I was trying to say. A free spirit is a bohemian. It is, you know. How is it going? Great. Yeah. So just looking back on some chat. And I don't think there's anything wrong with going through different stages, because we go through different ages and stages as we grow up from being a baby, and you start finding yourself, because you do try and fit in. This is what I'm trying to say. You do try and fit in with different looks and different things until you find your true authentic self. And I've found mine now. I don't think it's ever going to change. Maybe my dreads will go, maybe they won't, so what? But the bohemian sort of free-spirited thing's always been there. Like I said, as a kid, I was brought up in nature, running around forests and using my imagination, which I'm going to go into in a bit with the whole law of attraction thing, which I found a great video on. Most of you know about it. I've known about it for years. That's how you bring good things in. If you think your life is going shit, it's probably because you're too involved in negativity, negative thinking, because it is a lot to do with your thoughts. But I'm going to show you a video. I'm not going to play it all. It's something you might want to listen to. It's brilliant. It's quite long, but it's great to get them things back in of you remembering to put affirmations out and so on and so forth. Yes, sometimes we have to be the example. Yeah, and this is about shining your light as well. Shining your light is you shining your light so others can see, not to force things down the throat, but just to shine your light. And when people see how that person's happy though, still within themselves, even though there's a lot of crap going on at the minute, so what are they doing then? And then they'll want to do that. And they'll shine their light, and then it's a Dynamo effect. I wish the 80s vibe came back. Hey, if you want the 80s vibe, just do the 80s vibe. It doesn't matter. Do whatever vibe you want, you know? So I'm just trying to say is, you can't say what a spiritual person looks like. Yes, you might go with a more bohemian vibe, because I do look at people that who have a bit of a more bohemian vibe and think, even though I did think that with someone once and they didn't at all, but you do associate with. But we've also got to remember, you can't judge a book by its cover. So if you like wearing makeup, if you've been feeling a bit torn between that, oh my God, I'm finding stuff out more about myself and spiritual thing, and I'm on this path, and I feel like, oh my God, does that mean that I shouldn't be wearing makeup? You know, I shouldn't be doing this, and I shouldn't wear the jewellery that I like to wear, blah, 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 blah. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And the only thing is that the clothes I used to like years ago, like there's girls out there who love wearing, you know, tight fitted dresses and this, that and the other and blah, blah, blah. And I think I'd do that if I was going out. But the stuff you wear sometimes today is so, like, can't breathe. It's not comfortable. You need to be comfortable. You need to be free. You need to be free to flow, to move in the flow. But each to their own as well. Each to their own. But like I said, you only have to go back through the beginning of my videos. All my videos are of me going through my truth and my path of my conscious awakening, and my bringing my vibrations in, and I'm just showing everybody. So I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just sharing with people, and you're just getting to see it live. I know a lot of people have seen me from the beginning. Someone came in the other day and said, you know, been watching you a long time. Even though the things I talk about now have not fell off because I soul-heartedly believe in them. But I've always just come on and shown you what I was doing, wearing, whatever. So, you know, yeah, I only do, I think you realise that as you get a bit older, it's like, you know, I just want to be comfy now. Which is funny. So, yeah, like I said, it's your true authentic self is you, being you, and what your inner is saying. Like someone said a few weeks ago, if you're a bit of a gangster inside, but you're a spiritual gangster, that's what they said, but I just thought it was funny, the example of it. If you're a bit of a spiritual gangster, meaning you talk a bit like a gangster on the inside, but when you're talking out, you're trying to talk all holy, but really you know that isn't you. Don't do it. Be a spiritual gangster. That's fine, because that's the real you. People don't like you. Oh, well. But just be the true you. Like, when I get a bit riled sometimes, we are human as well, you know. you'll see all sides of me, but you've got to like all sides of you as well. And for the people who don't know, so let me get it up. Authentic means of undisputed origin and not a copy, a genuine. I'm not a copy, and neither of you, and why would you want to be one? Young kids today want to be a copy of a rapper or some, like Beyonce or someone like that. They're going to have a really big shock when they find out what these people are really like behind the scenes. Do you know what I'm saying? Why would you want to be like them for? Be your own star, shine your own light. Be the original you. Because there's no one like you. With all your flaws and everything, because we're not all perfect, we're all imperfectly perfect. And that's fine. Love the sides about you. I'm quite stubborn. I know that. I've known that for a long time. But I still love that side about myself because it also means that I'm a strong person as well. So, now, when I was sewing last night, because I was making stuff, I came across this. Now, some of you may have heard this, some of you may have come across the book, blah, 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 blah. Law of Attraction. I don't even know if I'm doing this in order of anything, but anyway. So, and this was just a whole point of something to do with, yes, I'm going to say his name, Trump. Now, I have to say this because it's an example. When people come and say to me, on here, or here, why does Trump say, like these people like Fauci or whoever he talks about, even Hillary Clinton, why has he always like not been bad to them and he sort of said things like, oh, I really like you, he's a nice guy, blah, blah, blah. You know how he talks, oh, he's a nice guy. Well, know how karma works. And someone in this said it completely, just like, yeah, I know that's what it is, but a lot of people don't know that's what it is. Same here, I wore clothes that were not comfortable at all, haha, not anymore, I wear things I like, and yeah, exactly, because you're trying to impress people sometimes, women are trying to impress men, and vice versa, and sometimes you're thinking, so, yeah, but, anyway, let me play a bit of this now. So, like I said, the law of attraction to some of us isn't a new thing, but I just haven't heard of this lady. And the way she put it across, she did put it across as in source, the divine intelligence, Jesus Christ sort of energy and all that, which was great. Might put some people off, but I said, don't let it put you off. Listen to it. If you've not, especially if you still don't understand about law of attraction, because the books they put out, The Secret, don't tell you everything, by the way. So I'm just going to find it because there was something she said in it which is relevant for me. So why Trump says what he says to people when you think he's being, oh, he's really loving them people. It's like, not in that sense. In a sense, yes. In a sense, no. So let me try and find it. And it's really good if you want to go to bed and just listen to them know while you're cleaning, because you don't have to watch it. You're not seeing anything on it. Right. Loads of great stuff going on at the minute. Loads of people pumping. There's 2 videos I think I want to show you. Just little bits of. So, I found it. So, yes, Trump is sarcastic, but there's another reason why he does what he does. I believe. And I'll find it in a minute. Forces them to play their cards. Yeah, he does. Then hell becomes judge, jury, and executioner. Yes. And also, think of it like this.
Florence Scovel Shinn's The Game of Life.
Now, this is The Game of Life and how to play it, because it is a game of life, and it's the Florence Scovel Shinn, I think it said. Don't know if there's any mods that can put this up. It was Nevolution, I think, had it. I mean, it's obviously out there on different channels, but it was this channel, and it was The Game of Life. And obviously, some of you might have seen this or heard it before. No, sarcasm isn't necessarily bad, but we're all told different things, aren't we? So I'm going to have to sort of go through this and see if I can find the bit where she said it, but I'll just play a little bit.
And how to play it. It was originally published in 1925.
She was an artist and a psychic years ago. When was that published?
Florence Scovel. I will be reading Florence Scovel Shinn's The The Game of Life and How to Play It. It was originally published in 1925.
1925.
Florence Scovel Shinn was born in New Jersey in 1940. She was an American artist and book illustrator, and also a mystical spiritual teacher like Neville Goddard. Her time of teaching was a few decades before Neville's. There's no doubt in my mind
But it's law of
that Neville
attraction.
must have come across some of her work in some of the metaphysical books he read early on in his life. Although I came across this author some time ago, I'd like to thank my viewers like Renee
Let me
for
try and
bringing it up
find
again,
it.
because he is not too close to the situation. It is much easier to demonstrate for someone else than for oneself, so a person should not hesitate to ask for help if he feels himself wavering. A keen observer of her husband, but they were both under karmic law. The woman should have said, feeling the great desire for the house, infinite intelligence, give me the right purpose. It puts her in a perfect harmony and releases the imagination. Another woman often dances while making her affirmations. The rhythm and harmony of music and motion carry her words forth with tremendous power. The student must also remember not to despise the day of small things. Invariably, before a demonstration come, signs of land. Before Columbus reached America, he saw birds and twigs.
Because
It shows your dish.
what people don't realise is what I believe anyway. This is just me. Spirit talks to you, God, source, whatever you want to call it, through many different things. Through nature, through hearing people say certain words, just snippets, and you're like, ah, thank you, Tapper's in the house. So Tapper's just put it in. Hi, is it Jemiah? Is it Jemiah? I don't know if I get the name right. I'm just trying to find this bit. But it talks to you through many different ways. People poo-hoo it. Yo, Gandalf. Is that Tapper? He's like, yo, Gandalf. Yeah, Tapper's Gandalf. You always got to have a wizard on his side, you know. Yo, Gandalf. Well, he is 777.
Starve. And eventually, people little dream of how their affairs react on the body. There is a mental correspondence for every disease.
Mental correspondence to every disease. Now, I've talked about this before. There is a mental correspondence to every disease. So we're just going to listen to a bit of this and then you can listen to it yourself because I don't know where this bit is. It's quite long, but it's brilliant. If you don't know about law of attraction, or if you do know about law of attraction, this is just great to re-listen to remember, to get your affirmations out there, how you speak to yourself, the power of word, how you speak to yourself. This is why, I'm only bringing this up because this is why out there in the 3D, with what's going on with, you know what, all this, all that is to put you in fear. When you're in fear, you start getting disease in your body. I've said this before, you know, everything is fear and it's energy. So, just
Might receive after that. A large sum of money came to her in a remarkable way. Giving opens the way for receiving. In order to create,
when you give, you receive, and you've not got to put out like how and why. It's just when you give, you receive. It's just one of the things you put out. Hi, Miss Q.
activity and finances, one should give. Tithing, or giving 1/10 of one's income, is an old Jewish custom
Yeah, Revel.
and is a sure way to bring increase. Many of the richest men in the country have been tithers, and I've never known it to fail as an investment. The 10th part goes forth and returns blessed and multiplied, but the gift or tithe must be given with love and cheerfulness, for God loveth a cheerful giver. Bills should be paid.
Because there's that thing in this spiritual thing again where people think money's bad and he's got loads of money and she's got loads of money. No, it isn't bad. It's just an energy exchange. That's all it is. It's just a bit of a physical one. It's what you do with it. Yeah, law of the universe. Yeah, this is brilliant to listen to. Just to...
cheerfully. All money should be sent forth fearlessly and with a blessing. This attitude of mind
Hi, Paul.
makes man master of money. It is his to obey, and his spoken word then opens vast reservoirs of wealth. Man himself limits his supply by his limited vision. Sometimes a student has a great realization of wealth, but is afraid to act. The vision and action must go hand in hand, as in the case of the man who bought the fur-lined overcoat. A woman came to me asking me to speak the word for a position, so I demanded, Infinite Spirit, Open the way for this woman's right position. Never ask for just a position. Ask for the right position, the place already planned in divine mind, as it is the only one that will give satisfaction. I then gave thanks that she had already received, and that it would.
It's very important that the words you speak to yourself and to others. And it's not that, sometimes we do say other things. That's fine. But it is very important right now at this time what you say to yourself, because it affects your body within, your bodily waters and your cells and everything.
Manifest quickly. Very soon, she had 3 positions offered her, 2 in New York and 1 in Palm Beach, and she did not know which to choose. I said, ask for a definite lead.
And Tapper's just put it in chat, The Game of Life, so if you fancy listening to that, listen to it, it's really good.
The time was almost up and was still undecided, when one day she telephoned. When I woke up this morning, I could smell Palm Beach. She had been there before and knew its balmy fragrance. I replied, well, if you can smell Palm Beach from here, it is certainly your lead. She accepted the position, and it proved a great success.
Because if most people don't know, some people do know, when you're bringing the law of attraction in, I call it magnetism, that's what I call it, source. You've already got to believe it's here. It's not coming, it's already here. You don't need to know the hows and whys, and then things like miracles happen with certain things where you think, oh yeah, that's a bit of a coincidence, not a coincidence.
Often, one's lead comes at an unexpected time. One day, I was walking down the street when I suddenly felt a strong urge to go to a certain bakery, a block or 2 away. The reasoning mind resisted, arguing, there's nothing there that you want. However, I had learned not to reason, so I went to the bakery, looked at everything, and there was certainly nothing there that I wanted. But coming out, I encountered a woman I had thought of often, and who was in great need of the help which I could give her. So often, one goes for one thing and finds another. Intuition is a spiritual faculty and does not explain, but simply points the way. A person often receives a lead during a treatment. The idea that comes may seem quite irrelevant, but some of God's leadings are mysterious. In the class one day, I was treating that each individual would receive a
It's
definite
mysterious.
lead. A woman came to me afterwards and said, while you were treating, I got the hunch to take my furniture out of storage and get an apartment. The woman had come to be treated for health. I told her I knew in getting a home of her own, her health would improve.
Because a lot of people don't have a lot of faith, do they, in themselves that good things are going to happen. Yes, too many ignore and dismiss their intuition. Exactly, because that's what her intuition was. She didn't know why she needed to go to that shop. She just knew she had to go. This is why I say it's not necessarily things I've been reading or whatever. It's just a knowing. She just knew she had to go there. She went there. And that happened. And that's that thing where people go, oh, it's just a coincidence. I bumped into such a... Oh, this happened. Isn't that really weird? Not really. No, if you're really listening. You remember if you put something out, depending on how you speak, like she says about, I don't think it's in this part of it. Like I said, it's quite long, so I'm not going to play it all, about a woman who ended up losing a marriage because she said she couldn't believe it, but she was always saying, oh, I'm not really bothered about being married. It's just blah, 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 even though she was married. And because she kept saying that all the time and speaking it out loud to people, in the end, I think her husband went off with some or whatever, because that's what the universe is giving you about. You're putting that out that is what you want, even though that's not really what you want. You didn't mean it that way, but you're speaking it out loud. So that's what happened. And then when people realise what they're actually doing, it's like, oh, change up your wording, change up what you're saying.
And I added, I believe your trouble, which is a congestion, has come from having things stored away. Congestion of things causes congestion in the body.
Yeah, Revel.
You violated the law of use, and your body is paying the penalty. So I gave thanks that divine order was established in her mind, body, and affairs. People little dream of how their affairs react on the body. There is a mental correspondence for every disease. A person might receive instantaneous healing through the realization of his...
This bit's very important.
...body being a perfect idea of divine mind. People little dream of how their affairs react on the body. There is a mental correspondence for every disease. A person might receive instantaneous healing through the realization of his body being a perfect idea and divine mind, and therefore whole and perfect. But if he continues his destructive thinking, hoarding, hating, fearing, condemning, the disease will return.
Well, the tongue is a confusion, and that's why they've used certain language spelling to confuse us, and other words to mean other things. But I think as long as you can understand that, this is why this is good to listen to. People will understand what they're saying to themselves. Cells in the body.
Jesus Christ knew that all sickness comes from sin, but admonished the leper after the healing to go and sin no more, lest a worse thing come upon him. So man's soul, or subconscious mind, must be washed whiter than snow for permanent healing, and the metaphysician is always delving deep for the correspondence.
Just letting go.
Jesus Christ said, "Condemn not, lest ye also be condemned. Judge not, lest ye be judged." Many people have attracted disease and
If you judge, you'll be judged. If you hate, you'll be hate. If you love, you'll receive love. It sort of goes like that. So this is why Trump, I'm going to try and find it here, but I don't think I'll be able to find it. But if you go and listen to it, you will hear it. Doesn't speak ill of people, even though people are going, oh my God, like, why is he not, because don't forget, he knows about the divine order. Why is he not shouting these people out as in, he's giving them the rope to hang themselves, but why is it? That's why people get very confused when they don't understand what's going on that side of things with the whole Trump and Key thing, and why he's saying that Fauci's a nice guy, and blah, 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 and he's wished that person well. Yeah, because he's not going to get the karma back from speaking nasty, if you get what I'm saying. He's not going to get the karma back because you're more protected. I know this sounds mad, but if you listen to her, it's easy to comprehend. More protected when you're giving the love back to someone, even if they're bad, you perceive them as bad. It sort of protects you from what they're going to try and do, because that's just the way it works. If you I can't explain it properly. If you listen to that, if you know about law of attraction, listen to this as well. It doesn't matter. It's brilliant. So that's why I believe Trump does what he does as well, because he doesn't need to be an a-hole that in that sense to do that. It doesn't need to be like that. He can say it in love, and he can say it in that, because like I say, we are all really divine beings trying to find our way, but they're going to hang themselves with their own rope anyway. Let them do the job for it. But what they say, kill them with kindness.
Happiness through condemnation of others. What man condemns in others, he attracts to himself.
See,
For
what
example,
man condemns, you attract to yourself. It's magnetism. What you put out, you will receive back. So be very careful. A lot of people know this, a lot of people don't.
A friend came to me in anger and distress because her husband had deserted her for another woman.
Hence, that's why there's a lot of people you'll get out there, you'll get on YouTube and all that, when they try to start drama because they want the drama back, and like attracts like. So that's why a lot of us go not getting into it, because it just attracts all that. Why would you want that? What? No.
She condemned the other woman.
Yeah, most
and said
don't, exactly.
continually, she knew he was
Yeah.
a married man and
There
had
he
no
is.
right to accept his attentions.
Yep.
I replied, "Stop condemning the woman. Bless her and be through with the situation. Otherwise, you
You're
are attracting the
chosen.
same thing to yourself."
We were chosen.
She was deaf to my words, and a year or two later became deeply interested in a married man herself. Man picks up a live wire whenever he criticizes or condemns and may expect a shock. Indecision is a stumbling block and many a pathway. In order to overcome it, make this statement repeatedly. I am always under direct inspiration. I make right decisions quickly. Indecision is a stumbling block and many a pathway. In order to overcome it, make this statement repeatedly. I am always under direct inspiration. I make right decisions quickly. These words impress the subconscious, and soon one finds himself awake and alert, making his right moves without hesitation.
Because the subconscious doesn't know what's real. Like, you need to suppress it, you need to tell it. I'd rather listen to a woman than a man. A woman is the tree to understanding wisdom. Thank you. I think that as well, not just because I'm a woman, but I was watching something the other day which was really funny, because he said that as well. Said the woman is the wisdom. That's why they always try to burn the witches. That's why they've always tried to suppress the women. That's why they say the divine feminine's coming back, not overtaking the man, just coming in balance, because it's needed. Because men can be very like, I'm not talking about all men, but they can be very like, ooh, and the women are like, yeah, but we know a few bits, that just calm yourself down, and there's, in that spiritual sense of there's stuff there. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. They all think women are a bit woo-woo sometimes, but you know what I'm saying. It's not all men, because there's great men in this chat, but you know what I mean.
I have found it destructive to look to the psychic plane for guidance, as it is the plane of many minds and not the one mind. As man opens his mind to subjectivity, he becomes a target for destructive forces. The psychic plane is the result of man's mortal thought, and is on the plane of opposites. He may receive either good or bad messages. The science of numbers and the reading of horoscopes keep man down on the mental or mortal plane, for they deal only with the karmic path. I know of a man who should have been dead years ago, according to his horoscope, but he is alive and leader of one of the biggest movements in the country for the upliftment of humanity.
Yes, Trump Q team has so many layers, and one of them is surely the cosmic law of attraction. Yeah, it is. I've said this to people. There's still a lot of people out there into Q that don't even know that it's very layered and it's very cosmic. And funny enough, I think Charlie Ward had a video out today with someone who said about the many races, from many layered, very cosmic. He knows about that law of attraction, magnetism and everything. Some people on Q, even other people, don't even understand that. That's why I've said before, many people have heard me say it's bigger than you think it is. When they talk about biblical, they mean massive in that sense as well. They mean massive. People don't even understand, it's that universal law, the cosmic law. It's massive. So trying to explain that to people is pretty difficult. But like I say, once you get on the path, you realise that anyway. But I have said, it's bigger than people think. She's the other half of a man of what man don't know of himself. She's the light and the force of energy. Yeah, that's a really beautiful thing to say, definitely. And that's why they say about, I don't know, twin flames come together, or whatever you want to say, as them two halves meeting, those two that separate, that came back together, which is what's happening now. Some people are getting in divine relationships, or you're getting in relationships. Some are splitting up. Some people are getting together and they're like, yeah, we're a little bit different. You're a bit like this and I'm a bit like that, but together we balance each other. You ground me when I'm a bit airy fairy, and I help you with that bit. That's how I see it, and that's how it should be. Because it is two worlds coming together, two realms coming together. Well, a lot of worlds coming together. The physical and the physical and the spiritual, the scientific and the mystic. That's what it's all about. The mystic, the woman and the man, the skeptics and the mystics, like in the Dark Crystal. Same thing, coming together. More power together, like a big light beam when you're together. When you've got a power like that together, they don't want people like that getting together. It's well powerful. Vibe tribes coming together, all that sort of thing, whatever you want to say. It's all the same thing to me. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Luby. I'm just talking. I wrote something down. I never read off anything anyway. I'm just talking waffling that I normally just come out with. We'll be marvelling over Q's ability to predict for decades. We will, because this is the greatest show you've ever seen. Watching it, I nearly got a massive bucket of popcorn today. Literally, when I was shopping, I was like, "Oh, it's the biggest watching a show. If you know, you're watching it. The biggest movie ever being played out, The Great Awakening. It's absolutely marvelous. Yes, there's shit going down. Yes, there's a lot of people confused. But oh my days, are you glad you're here right now at this time with what's going on? It's absolutely." I can't even put it into words. Even like Charlie Ward and everyone saying, we're all like, there's going to be beautiful things coming with so much that's coming with tech and everything. Loads of things, healings, everything. People realising, the spiritual self of themselves, everything. I can't even put it. I can't put it into words. I can't put it into words. Revel the Great, oh my God, what a great video. And the words, Dolly has helped me loads and I love helping others just to put a smile on their face. That's what it's all about. And all we need is love. This world, thank you, mate. Yeah, I don't know what Revel's put in there, but Revel's put something up. Check any of the links out in chat. It's about being the better you, helping each other, service to others. It was more service to thyself. I mean, yeah, you have to help yourself and then shine your light without, but we're doing this to help others as well. By shining your light, you are helping others. But like I said, there's a lot of us doing stuff on air. You don't have to be on air. We're just shining our light. 33 in the house again. And 6 and 1 is 7, my number. just to shine your light. So, like I keep saying, when other people get on the path, there's a little bit of a light and they can see the light at the end of the tunnel. They're not tripping up and they're not falling over and hurting themselves, and they don't have to go through so much pain as we've gone through with stuff and people before us, where it was a little bit harder way back when it was harder to wake people up. It's not like that now. It's totally different. You can tell it's totally different. But you still got to do the work yourself. You can't fake the test, the initiation. You've got to go through it. You've got to go through the dark night of the soul. You've got to go through all that. It's part of it, and it's a beautiful thing, divine orchestration or whatever you want to call it. But we'll just listen to this woman again. So thank you for the great comments.
It takes a very strong mind to neutralize a prophecy of evil. The student should declare, "Every false prophecy shall come to naught. Every plan my Father in heaven has not planned shall be dissolved and dissipated. The divine idea now comes to pass." However, if any good message has ever been given one, of coming happiness, of wealth, harbor and expect it, and it will manifest sooner or later through the law of expectancy. Man's will should be used to back the universal will. I will that the will of God be done. It is God's will to give every man every righteous desire of his heart, and man's will should be used to hold the perfect vision without wavering. The prodigal son said, "I will arise and go to my father." It is indeed often an effort of the will to leave the husks and swine of mortal thinking. It is so much easier for the average person to have fear than faith. So faith is an effort of the will. As man becomes spiritually awakened,
That's why a lot of people fearing today. It's easier to fear.
he recognizes that any external inharmony is the correspondence of mental inharmony. If he stumbles or falls, he may know he is stumbling or falling in consciousness. One day a student was walking along the street, condemning someone in her thoughts. She was saying mentally, "That woman is the most disagreeable woman on earth," when suddenly 3 Boy Scouts rushed around the corner and almost knocked her over. She did not condemn the Boy Scouts, but immediately called on the law of forgiveness and saluted the divinity in the woman. Wisdom's way are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. When one has made his demands upon the universal, he must be ready for surprises. Everything may seem to be going wrong, when in reality, it is going right. For example, a woman was told that there was no loss in divine mind. Therefore, she could not lose anything which belonged to her. Anything lost would be returned, or she would receive its equivalent. Several years previously,
It's a woman reading it out, but Tap has put it in the link. Honest to God, listen to it if you've not heard it before. If you don't know about law of attraction, even if you do know about law of attraction, it's just another great to remind you. It's brilliant. It's, chill out, have a brew, listen to it. It's quite long. It's over an hour. It could be 2 hours. Yeah, it's over an hour. It's really, really good. Just popped up at the right time. I was like, oh yeah, I need to tell people about this, because I have talked about law of attraction before, but people have got to understand about their energy, what they're giving away, how you speak, blah, 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 blah. We do get triggered sometimes because we are just human as well.
she had lost $2,000. She had loaned the money to a relative during her lifetime, but the relative had died, leaving no mention of it in her will. The woman was resentful and angry, and as she had no written statement of the transaction, she never received the money. So she determined to deny the loss and collect the $2,000 from the Bank of the Universal. She had to begin by forgiving the woman, as resentment and unforgiveness closed the doors of this wondrous bank. She made this statement: "I deny loss. There is no loss in divine mind. Therefore, I cannot lose the
People have just got to stop resisting.
$2,000, which belongs to me by divine right. As one door shuts, another door opens." She was living in an apartment house which was for sale, and in the lease was a clause stating that if the house was sold, the tenant would be required to move out within 90 days. Suddenly, the landlord broke the leases and raised the rent. Again, injustice was on her pathway, but this time she was undisturbed.
That's why Q says there's no coincidences. People look at it like a coincidence. How many coincidences do you have to have?
Blessed the landlord and said, "As the rent has been raised, it means that I'll be that much richer, for God is my supply." New leases were made out for the advanced rent, but by some divine mistake, the 90-day clause had been forgotten. Soon after, the landlord had an opportunity to sell the house. On account of the mistake in the new leases, the tenants held possession for another year. The agent offered each tenant $200 if he would vacate. Several families moved, 3 remained, including the woman. A month or two passed, and the agent again appeared. This time he said to the woman, "Will you break the lease for the sum of $1,500? It flashed upon her, "Here comes the $2,000. She remembered having said to friends in the house, "We will all act together if anything more is said about leaving." So her lead was to consult her friends. These friends said, "Well, if they have offered you $1,500, they will certainly give $2,000. So she received a check for $2,000 for giving up the apartment. It was certainly a remarkable working of the law, and the apparent injustice were merely opening the way for her demonstration. It proved that there is no loss, and when man takes his spiritual stand, he collects all that is his from this great reservoir of God. I will restore to
When a man takes a spiritual stand.
you the years the locusts have eaten. These adverse thoughts alone rob man, for no man gives to himself but himself, and no man takes away from himself but himself.
Intention
Man
is
is here to
very
prove
powerful.
God and to bear the witness to the truth, and he can only prove God by bringing
And you have to have faith in it. No doubts, no fear.
plenty out of lack, and justice out of injustice. Prove me now herewith, said the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven.
Well, let me see if I
Pour
can
out a blessing.
find.
He may not have the faintest conception of what it is, for there is.
This is big. How
And
does
it's that
this
thing
go?
of you don't need to know what it is, how it's coming, nothing. I'm trying to find.
He may find great changes taking place in his life, for nearly every man has wandered far from the divine design. I know in one woman's demand, he may find great changes taking place in his life, for nearly every man has wandered far from the divine design. I know in one woman's case, it was as though a cyclone had struck her affairs, but readjustments came quickly.
17. Hang on. I don't know.
A man came to me and handed me a cent. He said, I have just 7 cents in the world, and I'm going to give you 1, for I have faith in the power of your spoken word. And am now demonstrating health, happiness, and supply. A woman's perfect self-expression statement should be, let the God in this child have perfect expression.
Trying to look for the bit where.
Who does the work. A young boy came off into my class with his mother. He asked me to speak the word for his coming examinations at school. Returned to New York. Knowing the language, she felt God was no longer necessary. So she...
Anyway, go and watch it because I can't find it. She says in it, like I said before, about how you can bless others and all that, and that's what Trump does. People get confused with that. He doesn't need to go this, and this. But please check that out. Tapper's put it in chat a few times. The Game of Life is how you play the game of life. Like I've said before, a lot of people do. The more you put out negativity, the more negativity you'll get. The more down in fear you'll go in a spiraling down. You want to spiral up. You need to be positive. It's not saying you don't say things. Sometimes you don't get caught. You don't fall down a bit. You just get back up again. Spiral up, positive. Like I said before, be good to be good to thyself. Be good to people. It's about being the best you can be. It doesn't mean I said something an hour ago, or I did this, or I shouted at my kids, or like, oh my God, that means no, it doesn't mean that. Like I said, the basic thing of all this, of being spiritual, is being the best self you can be, and that's all you can do. Other people can't tell you what to do, what to wear, how to be, what to look like, blah, 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 because they're not you. So your true authentic self is within you. You know who you are and the things you like to do and you want to experience and how you want to look and blah, blah, blah. That's you being you. Don't be a copy of anybody else out there, on stage or wherever, because why would you want to be? We do tend to look for that when we're younger because we're trying to fit in, that's what happens. This is why I believe the tarot, to me, and this isn't like the original tarot, this is quite a modern one, And I just pulled 3 cards out before, so I'll for the people who just come in, I'll show you them in a minute. Let me find the card. I'm gonna have to find it. Oh God, where is it? Right, I'm gonna have to look through the cards. The tarot is like a story of our lives down here. It's about the people you're gonna meet, the experiences you go through, and how you're gonna get over it, and this, that, and the other. And that's why right at the beginning of the tarot is, if I can find it, because I had it before. Let's see if I can find it. Is just let me find it. Basically, our life, the people you meet on the way, the emotions you go through, you know, the path you want to take, which way, left or right. You know, there's a devil for a start. I'll show you that one. Oh, I'll show you all the experiences you go through, the people on your path that you meet, all there. There it is. Can't see it properly because it's not a traditional tarot deck. So the Magician, number 1, at the beginning of the deck, that's what we all are. That's what we're all going back to. This, the devil, see with the puppet strings, this is the material world. What you're being ruled by. This is the material world. This is at the beginning because this is how we started. Then we forgot that we're magicians of our own body, our own realm, infinity there. Because if you look at the picture, they're sat there looking down. Looks like they're looking down on creation. It's got, I don't know if you can see earth, air, fire and water, the elementals there. But we are the magician. And when we realise that and go back to, we can create our own reality through our thoughts and words, like what we were saying before with the law of the universe, the law of attraction. We are magicians. So when we go through all this, and there's a lot, when we go through all this, because you have different, you know, sets in the tarots, the Major Arcanum and all that, all the different things. It's the people you meet on your path, the energies you go through, the emotions you have, everything. It's like, that's mainly the things you go through life. Then you come back around to this, the beginning. Remembering, we are powerful. We are magicians. We hold the light within, because we are from the light, but that's what I thought today. I thought, well, yeah, that's what the tarot deck is. It's a game, like she said before, a game of life, because I think the tarots did start off as a game. People get so like, oh my God, it's so evil. What's evil about a storybook in cards that's basically telling you all the things in, you know, all the things. And the cards I said that jumped out today were, so only remembering, in order, were Temperance, because you need to get your temper in check of the sun and the moon, which is yin and yang, which is in the middle, which is balance, which is before we, because we normally do, still do it sometimes, before we go in on the attack and we take action of what we've just heard or seen, we need to be in balance and go within and really feel into it before we do anything, because sometimes it's out of that we make the wrong choice in action. And then the one that came to that where it says, who are you giving your power away to? You're letting things suck you down in a deep black hole, because you're giving your power away to other people and negativity and listening to what others are saying about you when that's nothing to do with them. Like, mind your own business. Just do your life and what makes you happy. Once you do that and you get that into balance, your energy's into balance and alignment, then the card we got the other day, number 8, Infinity, the girl with the dreads. You don't need to do any of these sort of cleansing things anymore. She's not looking at the last bowl, because she knows she's doing the work. She knows how to do the work. She's set herself free. Golden age. She's off to do her. Not listening to others. So that's what came out. And then the other deck that I did today that I'm not used to, an oracle deck that's pretty new. So I'm going to read it out the book, even though you can tell by the pictures, because, you know, you can feel into the pictures. That's why I don't really read tarot, I just look at the pictures. what I got today was really good. This is what I picked out for myself, but you know it'll be resonating with a lot of you because it is a bit like the collective consciousness going on. So this oracle deck is so beautiful. It's the Yogic Path, and you do get it in a beautiful box because it wasn't a dead cheap one, but then again it wasn't a dead dear one, but it is just beautiful. And a infinity chain, exactly. That's what I said, infinity. We are in Madal. And the pictures are beautiful. They're so beautiful. So, these came out today. Love what you do, Dolly. Hugs to all in chat. Will not be staying. Being a hectic, lovely summer. Oh, okay. Thank you for popping in, Miss Chime. You're brilliant too. Thanks for commenting and coming in. I will see you soon. So the first card that came out was this one. And this one I obviously looked at and thought, well, that's something to do with, you know, your spirit self going within, because it's got butterflies on it, and we all know, you should know by now, that butterflies are to do with transformation. That's transformation within. See the rainbow body? So that's what I was thinking when I looked at the card. I've not really looked at these cards a lot, and this is the Dharma. I always say that wrong. I can't read out this one properly. So just to let you know, it says, and funny enough, I didn't realise that they all have different colours at the top with different headings on, because I've not looked at this book properly, I've not been into it properly. And the first one that came out with that one, which I've just lost now, is spirituality, you know what I'm talking about. So it says, your higher purpose. Congratulations. These are what were my reading today, but I know it'll resonate with a lot of you because it is what's going on. Congratulations, you're on the path to fulfilling your highest purpose. You have recently unraveled deeper insight into why you were put here on this planet. And I was actually talking to Red Pill Phil today, and we were talking about this. And are ready to share your gifts in a bigger way. You have realised that the obstacles you have faced, because that's like the tarot, the obstacles that we faced in life, provide you with the strength you needed to show up as your higher self. Everything in your life that you think was bad, people in life that did this, did that, people go, oh yeah, it's all to make you a stronger person. It's all to push you to your higher self, so really, it's not a bad thing. The universe is ready for you to rise up into the Dharma, I always say that wrong, role, to uplift the vibration of this entire planet. Continue to listen to the whispers of your soul. Actually, I've got one more little video to show you, but it's not that long, because that's just reminded me of something. That name has reminded me of a channel that I just need to throw out. And if I've got time, I'll play it, because I don't think it's that long. This one's called Satava, and I probably said that wrong, but I've got dyslexia, so sorry, but you can see the word there. And anyway, this card means, it means purity and clarity on here, and it says, I don't know what that thing says at the top, but you can clearly see that because she's wearing white, and it's very light, bright, and that's if you've not noticed, the orbs have been very light, bright, white light coming in, been putting them up again. So this one stands for purity and clarity, and it says, you have let go of the things that were holding you back. This is what I keep saying, that's what we're doing. And are reaching deeper levels of clarity. Maybe you've cleaned up your diet, home, self-care products, relationships, thoughts, patterns, career goals, or look out, or life outlook, because this is what we're talking about, mind, body and spirit of this channel. What we're talking about tonight is, that's what we're doing. We're getting rid of things that don't agree with us anymore, that we don't need, blah, blah, blah. You know, cleaning out your house, do it all, you know, with physical and within. Patterns, goals, and now experience the joys of come with purity. The space you have created is allowing greater gifts, because it lets more energy flow as well, that are more aligned with your truth to present themselves. Continue on this path toward clarity by shedding all that no longer is serving you. This is what I've been saying. When your body becomes pure, your thoughts and life will reflect that. Bring Satava, whatever it says, purity into all that you do, and your path will continue to be become more clear, which is what I was saying before about the channel that I showed you before, is on the path of doing the right thing, being more loving and all that, and more things will flow to you in a better loving way, because positive attracts positive and negative attracts negative. So there you go. I am a little late. Hey, beautiful people. Hi, Danny. Well, you can always catch up later. And then the last one was this one. But what I loved about this one is The two lions at the top, 88 Lionsgate. That's all I was thinking. I thought, oh, two lions. And everyone's talking about 88 Lionsgate. So this one says, non-violence. We all know you can protest. We all know you can get stuff out, but you don't have to be violent. Trump's not being violent. This is what I said about coming with love. So, let's read this one. You have been observant of how your thoughts affect your actions, which is what I've just talked about with the law of attraction in the channel I shouted out before, and your words. And how your actions reflect the quality of your life. Through actively changing your internal monologue, which is, funnily enough, the video I was talking about before, you are manifesting a heightened state of consciousness and a new paradigm, because that's what people need to understand what we're doing. That's how it works. Law of attraction. Apart from they miss it out in the book The Secret. Continue to fine-tune your inner language to radiate compassion, joy and peace. Even the most disciplined yogis, listen to this, even the most disciplined yogi still often looks in the mirror and think negative thoughts about themselves, get frustrated when stuck in traffic, or speak words to a loved one that don't radiate pure love. And this is what I was saying before, when sometimes that might happen and people go, they're not spiritual. It doesn't mean that stuff doesn't come out, like that little paragraph just said there. Don't be ridiculous. You know, we are just human as well. These moments are your guru. When you get triggered, they are your guru, reminding you of where you still need to grow. Because I've seen that with a lot of people, and I've seen it with myself, and I see it with people all the time. They reflect on you, and really they've got to look within, and then you do it, and then really you've got to look within. So it's not a bad thing. Overcoming your triggers facilitates growth. That's what it's all about. Whoo, triggered. So getting triggered is not a bad thing either way on either side. Each time you feel the voice of negativity come through, sing back to its words of, I think it says ashish, I don't even know what that says, compassion. You'll quickly find those words echoed back by all those you encounter. So you just need to rein yourself in and, look at that. So that was that. So I thought they were really good, because that's what we're all talking about at the minute. Some people realising and some people not. Let's put that back in there. I love this one, it's a really big one. Put it back in its little sleeve. Put it on there. So, let me see if I can just show you a bit of this. What time is it? Yeah, it's not too late for me. A bit of this next video now. This video, I think it's a short one. I've shouted this channel out before. I also said I'd shout Charlie Ward's out, which I'll just show you a little bit that just interested me, and I said I'd shout it out, and I'm going to. But also I'm going to shout out I think it's this. Yeah, so we've got the Dharma Life podcast. I don't know if I'm saying that right, because I probably say it wrong all the time. But it's Practical Ascension Explained with Tim Wild, is it, or something? So I just thought I'd play this one. Just people, talking, because we're all talking about this.
And welcome to the Dharma Life podcast. I'm your host, Eloise Sedley Middleton, and this week I have a wonderful man who is a practical ascension guide. So I knew that he needed to come on this show, because we are all about building a 5D life in alignment with our souls. And he's a fellow Brit, so I'm very excited. Tim Wild, welcome to the Dharma Life podcast.
Thank you, Eloise. It's wonderful to be here. It's fellow Brits. We're all. It's funny. I'm making quite a few nice British connections at the moment. And previously, it's been more kind of European and practical ascension and where we're going on the planet. It sounds like we're very much on the same pathway.
Absolutely, and I'd like to, obviously, for our listeners who maybe haven't come across.
But that song's coming in again. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Also, the song I've got in my head today, I did write it down. Oh, yeah. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Yep.
Your work. Can you kind of give me a little bit about who you are, what you're doing in the world, how you came to be doing this work, really.
Yeah, it's. I was born in 1972, live in Dorset, never really kind of been out of the area apart from to work. But I was one of these kind of awake from an early age types where I was kind of staggering around as a toddler, seeing things that I was very highly aware of when being seen by other people. And I was very lucky to have two kind of hippie parents who were into transcendental meditation and kind of read all the Maharishi books and the Don Juan, Carlos Castaneda stuff. And so they had a knowledge of life in other dimensions and kind of things beyond the scope of normal human perception. So I wasn't.
Oh, thank you, Revel. Me, Cam is that we do.
Kind of carried on. My teens, I shut myself down like most teenagers do, threw myself into sport, grew up, like you do, and then had a bit of a life changer when I was just coming up to my 18th birthday. I rode into a tractor and fractured my skull on my push bike with no helmet. And left my body for 20 minutes.
Thanks,
when I came back into my body after having that kind of traditional light at the end of the tunnel experience that you hear on YouTube and read it.
Near-death experience.
I was apparently my pulse was non-existent for like 20 minutes, and it was the real deal.
Wow.
I can remember having this dream about riding down this beautiful tunnel, which anybody who knows the area, it was Badbury Rings, and the sun was shining at the end of it, and riding down there, didn't want to come back. And I was
we all do at the minute.
The convalescent period starts after this, but I had changed. Things were, I was not wired as I was previously. And
thing is, it's not hard to have anger issues with what's going on right now and all the confusion and all this and all the lies and everything, and it's like, whoa, yeah, but that's what I mean. You just put your working on it. That's what it's all about. It's being the best you can be, and it's and that's not like, don't look down on yourself to think, oh my god, I've got this, because what's going on now in 3D is bubbling people's chemicals up in the body anyway. So that's why we're saying we're trying to learn to look at that and not react straight away. As I said before, and if you watch that link that I put in with the Game of Life, it was brilliant.
Started looking for information, which is kind of what we describe as the seeking phase. You kind of launch into your spiritual path.
We seek.
First thing you want
we
info.
read books, but after that,
so
we know.
Up just about every single thing that you can lay your hands on. So I started off with the books on the parent shelves, and then I kind of moved into the more kind of esoteric side of it, and I discovered Joshua David Stone's books, the American Ascension author, and Diana Cooper kind of simultaneously, and that was it. I was sold. And it wasn't long after, I think it's about 2003, I met Diana Cooper in person. She was doing a book signing at my local bookstore in Bournemouth. And
that's convenient.
Yeah, it was convenient actually. And I was even more conveniently, I was the one that's, there's always one lurking.
That's why sometimes, that was just in my head then, that sometimes, when you want someone to change in your family or partner or whatever it is, or family or whatever, you have to change within yourself, which will send those vibrations out, which will help change the people around you in the end. It does work that way as well.
At the end of the line with the book to sign, when you've all packed up and you want to go home, I was that person. So we started talking, and turns out she lived just down the road from me and was looking for a gardener, and I just started a gardening business. So hey presto.
Wow.
That's when it all started kicking off. But I didn't go around there every day and talk shop. I just went around there, did the garden. We got to know each other, became friends.
That's how things
it was
work.
about 2008 that my pathway really started, and had another life change. Wound up back at my mum's with my clothes in bin liners. That kind of life change.
Right.
Asking why me.
Starting again type. Yeah.
Archangel Michael helped me, all that kind of stuff, and I got a visit from Archangel Michael while I was meditating. It was I'm not I'm not one of these people that everyone's jealous of that sees loads of dragons and unicorns and angels all around me. This was a meditation where the presence came into my third eye while my eyes were shut, but I could very clearly perceive and see this very, very bright blue presence. And Archangel Michael was holding a blue light in his hands, and
Yeah, that's good, Revel. Don't let it in your mind. Exactly.
he said, "This belongs to you, Tim, and it was yours in Atlantis." And he gave it to me, and he placed it in my soul star chakra just above the top of my head and said, "That's your blue star seal of Atlantis. You're a high priest in Atlantean times." And
Funny how it's always that blue, because that's all I see in my mind's eye is blue. It's like a bit of a Tiffany blue colour going on.
there you go. Use it wisely. Stop whining at me to sort your energy out. You can do it yourself now.
Sort your
And then he
energy
went on
out.
his merry way. And obviously that was kind of the beginning of the kind of the whole Atlantean process. And the years went on. My kind of personal development expanded, and around 2013 I kind of came out of the closet and
Remember though, Revel, it has turned up a notch over in America, but at the end of the day, you know, it just has to be seen, and things will get better in the end, but it has to be seen, and the craziness has to be seen.
and got a Facebook page and started co-creating with Diana Cooper, and we wrote 2 books together in 2014, 2015.
So all your kind of past lives came back to you, did the Atlantean?
Because I think they do mention about 2012, and a lot of people knew the shift was happening, and it did shift in 2012, and they thought that was the great thing that was going on, which really is the Mayan calendar. I think they say it's for now 2020 vision. It did shift, but
All in one thundering kind of go. I've received bits and pieces in not in a chronological order either. That I'm a believer in you receive what you need to receive if it's pertinent to your pathway. A lot of people kind of go, "Oh, I don't remember anything. I know I was in Atlantis, but I don't remember anything." Or I know I was in Egypt or South America and I don't remember anything. And I think you get shown what you need to see
Sure.
if it's critical for your pathway. Otherwise it can be quite distracting. I spent years kind of 1 foot in Atlantis, 1 foot in Dorset kind of thing, and it got quite difficult to manage at one stage. I had to pick which lane I was going to stay in. So yeah, it's been, and all of the stuff, all of the things that I've remembered, all of the information that I've brought through have been very specifically for guiding people what we are going through now. And it's a combination of energy work, crystals, practical kind of boots on the ground advice, really. It's
what we need.
It is what we need at the moment. This is a practical process for physical humans going through a massive transition on a planet that's going bonkers. So, you know, we need to be exactly where we are to kind of manage on a micro and on a larger scale exactly what's going on here.
In your kind of own words for our listeners, you know, obviously people who listen to this podcast are aware of the fact that there's this great awakening happening on the planet and we are going through an ascension process. But could you kind of elaborate on that for us?
You're probably aware of the date, the 21st of December 2012 was the cosmic moment. It's described. That was a pivotal date. Okay, on that particular date, our planet shifted frequency overnight. We moved from what would be described.
I'm sorry, I just saw a chat then. If you're talking about that, the crazy goat light in the Icky video, I goat pet thing, whatever it's called. When you actually look at that with new eyes, you'll see it's quite a good video, and it's not a scary video. And at the end, it's the system falling down and people being enlightened too. Like when I first watched that, when I was in fear, it was like, oh my god, and then when you're enlightened, you're like, oh my god, it's not saying that at all. The thorns going around Jesus Christ's head is there, the chains. When you look at it different, it's like, the system's crumbling, woohoo, which it is. The old way is crumbling, and we need that because we don't want to stay in it.
As the third dimension where we've been for a very, very long time, well over 10,000 years or since Earth has been created.
Yeah, that's
into
it.
a kind of what we like, almost like a very fast-moving, very intense fourth dimensional window, which we're slap bang in the middle of at the moment. during this fourth dimensional window, which ends in 2032, roughly, incidentally, we go through a incredible transition from the frequency that Earth and everybody was at originally into a much higher, much brighter, much finer, much more spiritually focused vibration. So if you think about it, I kind of I look at it a bit like an ascension stew. Like you've got a big pot full of different stew ingredients, and some of them are cooking quicker than others. So this is where we are at the moment. There's a lot of people on this planet who are being subjected to the same energies which are coming in from the cosmos. We're being deluged from all sides by this pressure to awaken. It is a pressure as well, because you wake up on this planet every day and the frequency has risen, and to stay asleep is actually harder than to be awake at the moment, and it's becoming more so.
And what does that look like for people?
It looks like it does. If you look at the news, that's what it looks like.
Exactly.
Well, it's got mad, but in the sense of, is it kind of, the way I understand it is, it's almost like anything out of alignment, like we're really being shaken and awakened, it's like you can't stay asleep.
That's it. It's like sticking popcorn in a microwave.
And I said today, I'm loving the awakening. It's like popcorn. It's like people popping off, getting triggered, but they're popping off when you put popcorn in a microwave, and they're popping off everywhere, but they're all popping off, aren't they? Because they're all awakening. So it doesn't matter, all cue, everything going on, the mass business. The more the crap they pump out, and whatever, and the news, the more people are waking up, scratching their heads. That means they're awakening, because they're thinking, this isn't making any sense. So it's me, I'm loving it, sitting there with the popcorn. Everyone's like a piece of popcorn at the minute. They're all going off at different times, but they are all going off until we've made a massive big box of popcorn where everyone's popped, everyone's awake. That's how I see it.
It just ping, ping, ping. If you look at it from a spiritual perspective, what happened? I mean, I think probably about 3 years ago during the Lionsgate 2017.
We're in again.
I got information from Archangel Metatron that the frequency on this planet had risen so high now that every single heart center had been triggered at a fifth dimensional frequency.
Now I love this. Your heart center's being triggered. Mindset Mondays I watched. Oh, hi Effie.
Globally, okay, and I was like, I'm not telling people that, they're going to think I'm potty. Like if you look at the way everyone's behaving out there at the moment, how can I say with a straight face that everybody's heart centre had been triggered at a 5D frequency?
Well,
Surely
yeah.
you'd be living in love and harmony. And he said, no, that's not how it works. If you trigger the heart centre, you go through an instantaneous entry into the dark night of the soul. So what you've got at the moment is a planet with 7.7
all going
billion
through it
people
or been through
in
it.
various stages.
Some of us have been through it
dark night
already.
of the soul.
Thank God.
You and me and a lot of other people listening.
Got us out of the way.
We're cool. We're kind of on the other side of it. Hopefully, touch.
Yeah.
But the souls that are really struggling out there at the moment, and they're the ones that are making the silly laws and the regulations and causing all the fuss. They're being pushed. They're the ones that are being pushed on a frequency level to the point where they no longer can sustain their old level of consciousness. Hence the madness. It's what it looks like. I was warned or told 5 or 6 years ago when I was writing something. Serapis Bey just kind of chipped in and he said, look for the miracles within the madness. It's going to get a bit funky out there. And it has.
Goodness, yeah. But the good news is, by the sounds of things, is that people who are, like you said, policymakers or in positions, political positions, for example, are kind of going to be literally woken up to the madness of what they're doing and potentially see what's happening.
If you are going, this is quite cut and dry what's happening on this planet. If you are going to make the shift, which the majority of us are,
which this is why Trump is different, and a lot of people can't see it, but we know he's working for the light anyway, and he knows that. That's why he's showing what he's showing. But the mainstream media always twist it.
This isn't an ascension process just for a select amount of people. The idea is the whole planet moves through this shift. There will be people that choose to continue to learn at a third dimensional frequency simply because of the level of their soul progression, so to speak.
Sure.
But they will be in a
Left thinking
minority
as well.
So the majority of us, the number I was given in 2008 was over 6 billion people. So over 6 billion people are making the shift, and there will be people that decide that they are not going to do that, or they pass early,
Sure.
which is natural on this planet. People pass over every single second of every single day.
I think
Yeah.
people forgot about
That
that.
happens globally. It's not something that's happening because of what's going on at the moment or because we're ascending. That's life. And so as we're making this shift, even the people, the ones that seem to be in the darkest places, making the daftest rules and doing the most nefarious things, they are going to wake up, and they won't have any choice in the matter. And it's not something that can be stopped.
'Cause you can't stop
be
what's
prevented,
coming.
It can't be stalled. It cannot be
Can't be.
in any way, shape or form interfered with. It's happening. End of. So just focus on the light and focus on what you want to create rather than what you don't. That's the trick.
Yeah, I was going to say that in itself is the key, isn't it? And I think
It is.
one of the traps at the moment.
Keeping your head above it all.
That's why they're trying to put you in fear. That's why people come out in different areas, on things, on platforms and everywhere, trying to bring you put you in fear and bring you into negativity, because it's about, bringing what you want to bring in.
At the moment is shape or form interfered with. It's happening. End of. So just
Hi,
focus
Lewis.
on the light and focus on what you want to create.
Focus
rather than
on what you want
don't.
to
That's the
create.
trick.
Yeah, I was going to say that in itself is the key, isn't it? And I think
It is.
one of the traps at the moment.
Keeping your head above it all at the moment is where we need to be, because if you get sucked into it, if you get dragged into that field, it's still very.
If you get sucked into it, if you get dragged into that field, remember the card that I showed you before? This is what it was representing, that card. If you get dragged into it, sucked into that deep hole, see it pulling her energy down, it's not a good thing. That's why I say, you be aware. Yeah, all is well. You be aware of what's going on. You do not stay in that energy. You don't have to be all up in it. You just have to be aware of what's going on. Because if you do, that's why people are saying they're getting upset, they're getting mad, their energy's low, they're this, that, and the other, they're getting out of that. That's why.
Highly supported, and I'm talking about the lower frequency field. It's highly active.
Lower
on this
frequency
planet. A lot of
field.
people are still
And people
plugged
want to bring
into
you
it.
down in it as
And
well.
if you plug into it yourself, you can feel it instantaneously. Your vibration drops like a stone, and you don't have to look any further than the news or certain feeds on social media. So it's a bit of a fine art. It does take spiritual discipline to stay in our lane at the moment.
It does.
So for people listening, because obviously, what that kind of means to me is there's so much disclosure, like the collective shadow of the planet is coming up.
Yeah.
All this stuff that's been hidden from us is being, displayed in, and
Glorious technicolor.
absolutely. And, part of me is, it's really important that we're informed, that we actually understand the lies and the manipulation and actually how we've been lied to all these years. But at the same time, I'm with you. It's like 80-20, you should be really focusing on where you're going. And so can you give us some practical tips around that?
Since this kind of lockdown, since 2020 kicked off, I've been telling people to detach from the media, and I'm talking about the mainstream media. There's a lot of information about what you're talking about circulating in our field. The light workers are doing a very good job of dragging all of the shadows to the surface, but what I've noticed is that it does tend to drag them in and drag them down as well. So
Drag them down, just like that card. You can be aware, we are dragging it up to the surface, but there's a lot of people, or light workers or truthers or whatever, that are getting dragged down by it as well, because they're getting too enthralled in it. This is what I've said. This is why I said I don't look at too much now. I can see what's going on. I can feel what's going on. I can hear what's going on as well with people around me. So I'm okay with that. That's why I don't come on all doom and gloom, because Yes, it looks bad, but there's other things happening as well. Don't lose yourself.
It's finding a balancing act. It's the second you are triggered,
Temperance,
the
like I said
second
before.
that you become immersed in anger, righteous outrage, anything that is taking you away from that focus. And I'm not being fluffy and head in the clouds kind of about this. It's how we need to function if we're going to stay above what they're trying to create. If you see what I mean. So stay informed, be aware of what's going on. I know
Always
what's
said
going
that.
on, but I don't dive into the nuts and the bolts.
Always
of it.
said that.
I just let it
That's
come.
all I always say.
And it's almost like a passive observation of what's occurring. You know, it's the energies are dealing very effectively
Like the
with
magician.
things that need to be dealt with. We're creating the next part. We're creating the kind of the fifth dimensional reality. That requires a dedication.
Don't get too stuck into that, the devil. See how it's playing you like a puppet, the materialistic, the 3D world. We are the magicians of this reality.
Collective to be doing that.
Balance,
and
the
there's
card
so many of us
showed
on
you
board
before.
now. There's you, there's me, there's everybody out there listening, but it's about fine-tuning how we do it. And it is a practical process because you've got to be grounded, you've got to be realistic, you've got to be human, but also realise that humans are very underrated on a master level. So we're stepping up big time.
So for our listeners who they've gone through their awakening, they're probably at varying stages. Some of them are newly awakened, some of them are, been awake for a while.
Yeah.
What you're saying is focus on your own lane and focus on your own life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how can we support the collective in manifesting and creating this kind of new?
Thank you. Is it Mark? Oh, thank you, Mark Sargent. I was like, who's that then? I just noticed your profile. Thank you, Mark Sargent. Mark Sargent is saying, stopping by to say hi, love and strength to everyone in the woke community. That's saying the Great Awakening myself. But yeah, thank you for stopping in and saying hi. Mark, not mock.
Earth energy.
One of the things that I believe is that every single one of us are teachers. We all have something to teach. So
my battery's
you
going,
don't
my battery's
necessarily,
going.
by being a teacher doesn't necessarily mean doing what I'm doing or what you're doing or what, Diana Cooper's doing, where you put yourself on a platform and you get yourself out there. I mean, just being who you are in your highest frequency. That in itself,
as I was saying before,
it provides a
being who you are
platform
in
for
your
other
highest
people to
frequency.
step up to. You're just, by your vibration alone, by
Being the
holding
best
that
you.
fifth dimensional frequency and working on. This is what I mean by focusing upon yourself, as within, so without. Once you've got yourself right, everything else around you rises to your frequency. It's almost.
This is what I'm saying. Sometimes when people worry about the family, even if it's about the awakening and this, that, and the other, don't worry about them so much. Just do you pump that light out, and they will see that frequency will affect them in a good way.
It's like a chime, so you set everything else up, and the way that the reason why this ascension process is working so effectively and it's happening so quickly is because once you have lit yourself up at
Oh, and just because Mark's here as well, if we're on a realm, which I believe we are, and then Nikola Tesla energy goes out, which it will do because you can switch another switch, it's easier to just go out on a bit of a circle where it stands from it, just goes woof, and it ripples out across the realm. That's all I'm saying.
this dimensional frequency and you're holding that light, everything around you rises to that frequency. It's a process of alchemy. So
Alchemy, baby.
You don't have to be doing anything apart from being a good person with a kind heart, or you can be out there getting the information out there and guiding people, helping
what it
people.
is.
Every single little thing you do, people will learn from you, because that's, if they haven't stepped up, they will be stepping
Free energy,
up
baby.
soon.
Whoop.
So we need to
Wear
be
the
guides
energy
and
as well,
teachers
free
in
energy.
that role. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. So almost living that highest version of yourself.
Yeah.
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 And
Oh, sorry, just let me read that one out. Good news, the Dems and the DS are starting to become painfully aware of just how foot they really are. It's hilarious to me. It is hilarious. It's bloody hilarious. That's why I say, get your popcorn in, keep watching the greatest show on earth, because it's absolutely fabidozy, or whatever the word is. But we got told this ages ago, us who were into Q, whether you believe it or not. Just get your popcorn in. Yes, there's shit going down, as I keep saying, but it's amazing to watch. It's like the greatest show. There's no other show on earth ever that's as big as this is. Because it's going to go down in history, and you're all a part of it. Hi, Seven Circle.
And, can you talk a little bit more about maybe how we do that, like as in the inner work?
Inner work is a process of honesty more than anything else. It's about being honest with yourself. It's about accepting. I mean, the way
It's all about accepting. It's about accepting yourself. Some people don't want to accept the dark side of the self, all in balance, the sun and the moon there, when you have to accept yourself. It's all right to accept yourself. We have dark within us. We all do, and we have light. It's balance. But people don't want to accept. People don't want to, oh, no, that's not. Just accept who you are.
way that things are being kind of orchestrated on a frequency level at the moment, nothing stays hidden. And it's very clear to see who is hiding and who isn't.
Yeah, you could either say the explosions are blowing stuff up that are not good, or hiding something. But like I said, it's all going to come out in the end, in the
Because
wash.
it all comes to the surface anyway. So you might as well just get it out on the table and deal with it. There's
all
no
come to the
secrets
surface in the
anymore.
end.
There's if 10, 20 years ago you could get away with hiding your secrets in a box and nobody would know about it, but we can sense it and feel it and pick up on it immediately. We've actually
So that's when the 3D, all the secrets are coming up, aren't they, about that side and what they've been doing. It all comes out in the wash at the end of the day.
advanced in the last 8 years far more than we give ourselves credit for. Those of us who are awake or newly awakened and just freshly on the pathway, our level of consciousness and vibration is so much higher than we give it credit for. And we're already in that fifth dimensional frequency most of the time, and we only get pulled out of it when we allow ourselves to be so. So just
Exactly.
stay in your lane and keep that light high at all times. The way I do it is by, I'm quite proactive with my work. I like waking up in the morning and setting my frequency for the day. So the first thing I do is I put my feet on the floor and I set my vibration and I set my intention to stay that way. So I ground, I call light in, work on my 12 chakras, do whatever is kind of presented to me. Then I go.
Thank you. Mary's just come in saying it's happening. The Gazanara, I can never say it properly. The thing is happening. People are being given payments, holidays, student loans paid off, energy bills paid off with hundreds of pounds credited to their account. Yeah, and eyes and ears open. America first and then the world.
Analysing what energy treats are in for us for the day. Like we just entered the Lion's Gate. What is the Lion's Gate?
Anyway, check that channel out because I can't play it all day. And the only little bit I do want to show is Charlie Ward, just a section of it, because you can go and check it out. I don't have to sit here all night showing you, but I do like to share. Is Charlie Ward had someone on. He was English, but he lives in Bulgaria, I think. I thought, oh, where's all these English people that don't live in the UK? How about getting me and Roxanne on your shows? Just saying. Talking about Q for nearly 4 years, whatever the frick it is. I can't even remember being on it that long. Anyway, I'm only joking. Not joking, not joking. Yeah, so Charlie Ward had someone on called Joseph Good. So, and it says Charlie talks to Joseph Good, Twitter, and a QAnon warrior, because obviously he's a QAnoner. For all the people, it's all anyone's talking about. People still just don't get it. But anyway, I'll just show you a bit.
Listen to stuff while I was working, and that started to sort of always, it was always there. Because the more you dig into this stuff, the more fascinating it gets. Really, I think it started off with the 9/11.
Talk about Q, you get one of these.
Around, all kind of flustered, like it was being followed by spies. Hello, Marky, and from then it's just incredible how much has been going on and how brilliantly they keep it all a secret. I mean, that's the big operation. And then when you work out,
This was a bit that I
all the
liked. Listen to
sources
this.
of news that you get, this nerd who's you know,
Talking about Bill
such a
Gates.
genius, he's got rich, but I think the reality is that these people,
Hi,
were,
Lynn.
even Bill Gates, were actually Zionist connected puppets. That they had a big spyware company, a big operation, and they put someone to head it who was like an actor, who's the geek frontman for it.
Or is he Australian? I don't know.
Probably don't. I don't think Bill Gates is very intelligent at all. I don't think he invented anything, as an example. But he looks the part. He looks like this genius geek and then he's doing all this good work. But he's got his fingers in so many pies. I think that's a black op. The whole thing's a black op.
Hi, Balls.
The face behind it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we know what these people really get up to. He was an Epstein guest, and that should be ringing alarm bells with it.
Not this bit.
See those that I thought in my life were intelligent, who just don't get it at all, don't see anything. They're completely blinded by the media.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom somehow. That people can read loads of stuff, and you can read the stuff that might be accurate, maybe inaccurate. And once you know all that, you're knowledgeable, so you know everything. But wisdom is a bit of a different thing.
Yeah.
Wisdom's different. Wisdom's a knowing. Yes, we do like to read stuff. We do like people go, oh, we've got all the knowledge in the world. Yeah, we do like to read stuff because it does trigger things off. But wisdom is a knowing.
You have to sort of actually analyse that in the first place and not trust authority. I mean, authority and men in suits has been sort of behind all this, and the medical industry and science was bought out by bankers a long while ago. So they just control that as a sort of industrial operation. And so science being trusted is a mistake, I think, because we're not given the good science. And I think that's something that's going to come.
We're not given the good science, and that's the whole thing that I said. When science comes together with spirituality, the proper science, the stuff they're hiding, it's what people have got to understand.
Technology is going to be the real breakthrough. And money and everything aside, money is not going to be too relevant when this technology comes out. I think it's that advanced.
Yeah.
From what I can gather, which is very exciting.
We're starting to see Nasara being rolled out in America right now as we speak. And there's been little telltale signs. First of all, the debt forgiveness, mortgages being cleared.
A lot of us know about this, and you can check the channel out, but there's something else.
What they're up to in Romania.
But they're
And a big part of the abduction, I should say, not just sex trafficking, but a big part of it is abduction for the MyLab projects.
Yeah.
Which MyLab, if anyone's looked into it,
Talks about
I was horrified to find out it stands for military abduction, where
I know
the
about this
military
book.
are taking our kids and adapting them. And I think that's been a big part of it. Even the video games, I'd heard that they were actually selecting the very astute kids because they're literally surveying everyone who's
Oh, I don't know, Danny. On it, it's different on my other one. If you want to make a coffee donation, it's by PayPal, and Tapper will probably put it in chat.
playing, and they can go straight to the kid who's the sharpest, speak to his parents and say, oh, we want to bring him into this,
Not that bit.
you know, and they fight it out because it's a war and it's a big thing going on, even though, although I think we are getting help now, I hear, and Trump has been getting help as well from higher beings.
Higher beings.
I mean, he's doing it somehow, and it does seem a bit magical. So it looks like he's getting some help. What do you think about that?
I know for a fact he's getting
Saying he's getting help from higher beings. We're all like, I'm on the thing with that. Because I've seen the light around him.
help from that area.
Wow.
From the people that surround him, he's has a number of spiritual beings around him that are keeping him informed.
Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, I followed Corey Good a few years ago, and
So that's the bit I just caught up, and I was like, oh, they're talking about beings. I'm like, yeah, the white hats, yeah, it's more than people know. This is what I believe anyway. More, it's very layered. Oh yeah, if you want to make a coffee donation, the PayPal link is in the chat that Tapper's put in. Thank you very much. That's just an energy exchange. So it's all that thing with money and people go on in the spiritual realms, and it's like the thing I put at the beginning that I said you can listen to with the game of life. It's an energy exchange. People get so arsy about it sometimes, you're like, So Charlie Ward's put another video out. Check that out. I think he's got 100 subscribers alert as well. Loads of good things going on. Like I said, this whole awakening thing is absolutely multi-layered, dimensional. Everything is great. Like I said, get your popcorn in, watch the show. I'm going to go in a minute. Don't get too involved in all the crap. Be aware. We know what's going on. We're looking, we're watching. Enjoy it as well. I know it's hard because there's a lot of stuff going on and people getting crazy and people getting mad, people getting violent, blah, 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 blah. There is a thing in Manchester that I'm hoping to go to, hopefully, fingers crossed. I've spoke to Red Pill Phil, because it'd be good for him to film. It's a peaceful protest and it's for the children and save the children. And I'll have to find the name out again and the proper information. But and I think Roxanne's been doing it on her channel, Roxanne the Globalist, and I think she's been showing it. They're doing it all over. They're coming to Manchester on the 22nd, which I think is a Saturday, the 22nd of August this month at 1 o'clock. It's a peaceful process about, I think they're talking about a bit about the mass and Save the Children and what's going on there. But peaceful process, and the people have been filming it, what they've been doing. So, yeah, and Trump, and I just want to say at the end, Trump saying that, people, I've heard people say, oh my God, Trump's been pulled out. He said he's gonna, disappear, but he's gonna, that just means, just like Q, when he goes anywhere, does anything, or says he's disappearing or going quiet, it just means because things are about to hit the fan. I said today, feeling very calm. The energy outside today, and I was sat in the garden, very calm, very peaceful, but very eerie in a way of something's going down. Something's going down. Dum, 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 dum. Yeah, Trump is in a safe location. Big things about to happen. Trump might be on Air Force. When he's on Air Force, he can be in Air Force for 2 weeks in the air. They can refuel in the air. When Trump said he's going, that means something's about to happen, people. Boom, boom, boom. That's all I'm saying. Well, I don't know. I don't say anything at the minute because we don't really know yet. Let's see. But like I said, get your popcorn in. It's great. Greatest show ever. The Great Awakening. And yeah, I hope you got what I said at the beginning. And my cards and stuff like that. He's been safe all this time. People go, oh, they're going to assassinate him. Yeah, they've tried about 20 odd times. He's insulated. He's on the right side and he's doing the right thing. And karma's a bitch to all those that haven't. So, like I said, we're going to see who the game players are in this game of life. And this, that and the other. But, like I say, the thing that I shared earlier on is really good. You should go and listen to it when you're just chilling out. It's really good. Yes, it is unfolding and it's unfolding in a beautiful way. Seems crazy to some people who are not aware. It's about being aware. But, divine or what? It's just amazing. Yes, let's see, going back to the Golden State. Yep, that's why I call it the Golden Age. It's America first and then the world. Tap has just put a PayPal if anyone wants to make a donation. I'd be very welcomed. It's just an energy exchange, that's all it is. No one's got your arm up your back. Have a strong sense of inner peace and happiness. Yeah, I've had a strong sense. It's like Charlie Ward said, he always says at the end of his channel, even though we know all about this, aren't you very peaceful when you know the truth, even though we know some of the truth is not very nice? There's a peaceful thing of like feeling very excited and all that sort of good stuff. So, like I said, mindset, be careful what you say to yourself and others, but be very careful what you say to yourself and how you say it. Be the light and shine that line out. Don't worry about others now, just worry about you and how and the energy you're admitting, because it also affects your inner self. That's why you get ill. That's why you get diseases. So there's probably something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember because I wrote something down and then I look at it and think, I don't even know what I've said. Oh, the only thing was, I was in the garden today, small little short story, and the neighbours were out, and it's not that I was earwigging, they're just loud anyway. And I did write down, all I heard was, when I say spirit talks, I just heard certain words, and I heard her talking about, I think it was a woman who'd passed, I'm not sure, but she was talking to someone, a guy that she knew, and she was saying, well, this is why this happened, and this is why this happened in your life, and you let this person do that, and she had expectations of you, because all that thing with expectations. And then she was saying something about she never accepted you for you, but then again she wouldn't accept things in herself, and she was saying all this, and I'm going, yeah, that's what I'm hearing. You can hear it all around you. And then she was saying, don't get too involved in negative energies, and she was saying, we've got to let go. And she said, we'll talk about this now because it needs to be said, but when we've talked about, we need to speak about it, and then we need to let go. And I thought, exactly, that's what we're all talking about. This was my neighbour next door, and she just said, Truth is truth at the end of the day, and some people don't like hearing it. Like with what's going on with the 3D stuff, truth is truth. Don't sound nice, but some people don't like hearing it, don't even like hearing about themselves. And then she said, the wrong uns, them lot. She said, the wrong uns, they have no feelings and they don't care about anybody. She weren't talking about what's going on, she was talking about someone in that they know. And I thought, yeah, exactly, those that don't care and they don't care about anyone apart from themselves, like that side. And then she said something about... she became a better person when she was with you. She became that better person when she was with you because she needed you to help her. And I thought, yeah, see, sometimes we can get with people. You can get with people that ground you down to the ground, and then you can get with people that bring you up and help you be the better self, you know, your better self. And then that shines out and it's all good. So Josh Hall, I think they just tried to kill our president on live television. Well, I did see something stupid of a video that someone put, but I don't actually think was him. I don't know. It might be the wrong one I was looking at. But at the end of the day, he's insulated, he's protected. Don't worry about it. Where we go, one we go all. Keep your mindset well, because it's mind, body and spirit, the Trinity. Mind, body and spirit all working together. I love your intentions, Dolly. They are of love and uplifting our souls. Thank you. Don't even know what I'm saying half the time, but, you know, it literally just happened minutes ago when I was watching this news conference. And they rushed over and on stage and everybody went to the windows. Well, if it is true, but if it's mainstream, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, if it is true, the shit's hitting the fan. We know what's going on. They're pushing. It's all right. They're pushing all the crap out. They haven't got much to push out, so it's getting a bit crazy. But like I said, we're going to see the truth. We're going to see the truth. So like I said, working on yourself, food intake, what you're taking up here, your energy, what you're pumping out, what you're taking in, especially what you're talking to yourself. Like I said, don't judge a book by its cover. Spiritual people is not a certain way they dress or whatever, even though, you know, I may look like that sometimes with other people. It's nothing to do with that. Spirituality to me is being the better, higher self that you can be, a good person. You're on that path. It doesn't mean if you fall that, oh my God, I fell off it. No, just get back up. We're all doing it. We didn't have a bloody, or maybe we did. I was going to say we didn't really have an instruction book on it. Maybe we did. It's just all about that, being the better self, the higher self that you can be. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Oh, you might get tricked now and again. Oh, you might say the wrong word. Oh, you might say this. It doesn't matter. As long as you're trying to be the best you, like Milani says, be best. Yeah, well, that's what it's all about, basically. So, yay. Yeah, they're desperate, Laurie, they're desperate, but they can't stop what's coming. Trump will be fine. He's protected by a lot of other things as well. So, yeah, there was a rumour they are going to pretend he was assassinated. Well, I've already seen that. I've seen a video about that, and it looked like Trump, and they were jumping on him and everything. They make a video that it looks like he's been assassinated, because that's what they want, because he said he was going. But I just say, whatever happens, just watch the shit show and watch what happens. Get your popcorn out, because I'm just like, yeah, they'll make out he's dead, and then he'll probably appear, part of the story. Appear probably something like that, and then we'll go, oh, we thought you were dead. Well, it's just like JFK Jr., innit? Thought he was dead. Thought a lot of people were dead, but I'm just saying, Trump is back on. Just watch the show. I'll see you soon. Love to you all. Where we go, one we go all. Bye.